Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Oh, excuse me. Oh, all right. Tonight we are continuing our exploration into Katsu. I'm actually pretty excited to get some more games in now that I have puddings sideboard, pudding Tam's sideboard guide and his list that he set up on YouTube and everything. So I'm pretty excited to have the full list and to be playing that explicitly tonight. If you guys want to find his list with all of his sideboarding guide and everything in it, you can find that in the description on YouTube, or you can hit !deck at any time on Kick or Twitch and find that list. And so yeah, I'm just really excited to keep playing our games. We went 6-2 last night, and probably should have went 7-1. And somebody actually commented on the stream last night and said there was actually a turn during the Azuri game at the beginning of the stream that I had a double bonds line available to me with the Breeze Rider boots, and I just did not see it. So it's potential that we could have went 8-0 last night, which is one thing that I really wanted to talk about, and that I love about Flesh and Blood is that most of the time I could have won the games I lost, and I feel like this perfectly goes back to that point and talks about that in a great way. So I'm really excited to dive in and learn more about it. Katsu time, you love to see it. Yes sir, yes sir. I'm actually really enjoying playing Katsu. I actually played a little bit of Blitz today off camera just to play some Blitz and kind of get an idea for what Plunder Run Fi feels like. I know that they want to set up. Do I want to go first to prevent them from setting up? I think I still just want to go second. Honestly, I think I still just want to go second here. So we got Kadachi's. This is definitely a Mask of Momentum. Actually, is it in here? Is Max in here? No, Max isn't in here. What are we looking at against Boost Dash? Because I think that's what we'll want to see and play against here. Takes out Command and Conquers, Reinforce the Lines, Warmongers, and Bonds. I mean, I think that's fine. I don't see that being a problem. Let's try it like this. Hey, Aiden. It is deck, not deck list. Let me I have it set up as deck instead of deck list, so it should pop up here in just a second for you. Yep, there it is. Yep, there it is. There we go. We got it all going. We got it all going. You love to see it. I really like second as Katsu for the aggro, but more importantly to fill up my graveyard with bond targets. So that's something that I did notice last night is that there was a couple of turns that I played, and I just I had a combo line on turn 1. Did my opponent just not register legs? Bro, what? Okay, anyway. Yeah, my there was a couple of times that I had a bonds turn lined up, and I had nothing in my graveyard because it was so early. So yeah, absolutely. Going second like that really helps with that, absolutely. All right, I don't know what's going on here. My opponent's gonna get like 60 seconds here before I just leave the game. I don't know. If they're playing the mech suit, they're like it's all gone. The leg piece is necessary. So I don't know what's going on there. Adaptive plating in a nutshell. Good night. Oh, what when you say adaptive plating, what do you mean? Adaptive plating is a great card. Are you talking about Galvanic Bender? Because I mean, if you're talking about Galvanic Bender, then yeah, Galvanic Bender is basically okay. Well, I'm gonna claim victory just because it'll look better when he's looking at his wins and losses. But Fi looking for fights. Interesting. You know what? Let's see if we can join that game. Yeah, we can. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Carly with the hard eyes. Carly's on her way home, and I'm super excited. I thought she was going to be stuck at her board meeting a lot longer than she was. So I'm super excited she's going to be home soon. I can't remember what he has for his ninja sideboard plan. Take out Reinforce the Lines, E-Strikes, the blue bonds, and the 3 Warmongers. I don't hate that. I kind of like the CNCs, honestly. Kind of like the CNCs. Talishar hates this item, bugs a lot. Hates this equip. Oh, really? The leg slot bugs a lot trying to equip? Is that really a thing? Dude, if that's a thing, I haven't heard about that. Like, I haven't, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't, like, play a ton of, like, you know, Dash, like, anymore. Like, so I don't, like, really, like, I don't play a ton of Dash, like, online and stuff anymore. So I don't, like, really, I probably don't, like, run into that or see that very regularly. But, like, dang, I did not know that. If that's like, a common problem for, like, the leg piece to not equip. You would think that that's something that, like, Talishar would, like, probably jump on pretty fast. All right. Playing against Kadachi Fi. Okay, so blocking with Fluster Fist and Winds of Eternity here looks pretty good. We have the cross strap pretty early if we need it for anything. I'll probably just take the Kadachis here. I'm pretty okay to like block 6. And really, I can block with the Ancestral Empowerment here if I need to for something. I'd rather not, but I can if I need to, so just gonna take 1 here. Little Ronin Renegade action, huh? Hopefully they don't have an empowerment themselves. I was like, they're just gonna get a mass trigger on turn 0 here if they do. Okay. So I guess I can lead on Kadachi here. Yep, no blocks from our opponent. That math be mathing. And then we'll come in with the old Surging Strike here. Surging Strike looking pretty good. Having a Surging Strike almost anytime you can is just great. If our opponent like blocks 6, then we'll just throw the Soul Beat Strike and Arsenal the Empowerment. But if our opponent blocks with a card from hand and Furnace here to like only block 5, like then we're gonna use the Empowerment here for full value. Hopefully we draw like a Bonds. That would be awesome. I think I'm just gonna discard the Dishonor here. Like, I think discarding that to go get a red Whelming Gust Wave is like pretty good here. And then we'll come in for 4. No, I did not want to turn that on. And then our opponent's going to block 5. I was like, if they only block 4, I'm going to use the Breaking Scales because that's 2 cards. I was like, that's just too good in my opinion. And then I think this is fine in Arsenal. Like, I think just having like a 0 for 4 with potential go again is pretty solid. So yeah, I'll just take 4 here. I think I can just get. I think I can get away with just taking 4 here. I think that's like completely fine and reasonable. Okay, so my opponent dropped their Art of War on the table, which is like basically like how I treat that. So I think it's just going to be Surging Strike, Whelming Gust Wave into Soul Beat Strike, and I'm going to come in with the Kadachi first, and I'm just going to Arsenal the Art of War here and just try to set up an Art of War in my arsenal so that I can try to have a 5-card hand, because like I already have some natural combo line here, so I don't really want to like do anything crazy here. Plus, like I'd have to use my Cross Trap, and one of these would have to hit for me to combo, drop my Lord of Winds, get a Bonds of Ancestry, and then I'd have to go get a Fluster Fist. And if I wanted to also throw the Soul Beat Strike, I'd have to break my boots, and I don't think that's where I want to be this early on in the game. So we're just gonna take the line that's presented with us here, because this is still like a very solid line that like our opponent like has to block really, or like they're just gonna give us like some serious value here. There was an option that I could have done to keep the resource and not throw the Kadachi, and then offer the Art of War as a reaction to the Whelming Gust Wave, so that if they blocked 5 again, I was actually able to come in with 6 here, so that I could present like a +2 here, and I've just got it. Joke's on you, opponent. Yeah, that's fine. So we've taken their turn away basically, and then I'm just gonna throw Soul Bead Strike here for 4. Our opponent's just gonna take the Soul Bead Strike. You love to see it. No, we're not gonna Katsu. And we're just going to pass, and we're just going to arsenal our Art of War here and hope that we can set up a really big Art of War turn. I mean... I think this is pretty good, but I don't know that I really want to... Huh, this is tough. I think I'm just going to have to pitch the Gust Wave and discard the Bonds of Ancestry here, or banish it here, which is kind of awkward, because I'd like to be able to pitch the Flick Flack, but I can't pay for that and do this, so I think I'm forced to play the Art of War. Never didn't have it. Cool. Yes, we're gonna pay 1. We're gonna give it Surging Strike, and then yes, we're gonna use Katsu's ability, discard a Flick Flack. We're gonna go get a red Bonds of Ancestry here. So Descendant Gust Wave for 5. This is pretty good because we still get to arsenal a Flick Flack when all this is over. So this is going to be for 6. The Bonds of Ancestry is going to be for 5. I mean, I guess I'm technically just supposed to get the Dishonor here because it's the same value as a Fluster Fist. Plus the addition of them being able to turn off us just turning off their Phoenix Flame, basically. So I suppose that's just the correct choice here. I'm going to be honest, I don't really feel like the Dishonor is like insanely good against Fi, but so, and this is going to be for 5. So, I mean, they're going to go to 21 here, and then they're going to be Dishonored, which is kind of cool. I missed out on the Kodachi damage there. Was them losing their hero ability worth the worth that? I don't know. It's a good question. So I can just play the Surging Strike here. Yeah, I can just play the Surging Strike here. I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to discard the Be Like Water, and we're going to go get a... I guess it's just I mean, I guess I technically want to go get a Whelming Gust Wave here if I can, because it offers an on-hit effect. But I see my 2 blue ones. There's a yellow one. There is one more red one. So, I mean, I'm just threatening an on-hit here. I mean, I guess I might as well. Like, I don't see a reason not to here. We might as well just go in. I think my opponent's just committed to saying that they're just going to have to say no blocks, and that's that. Oh, man. You love to see it. So I could use Cross Trap here if I wanted to. I could have also just attacked with the Kodachi from this spot. Like, we know this is an Art of War because they accidentally clicked on it instead of arsenaling it, so they dropped it on the table, as it were. Yeah, that was insane. Drawing the Command and Conquer was so good right there. So I could have went Kodachi in to throw the Soul Bead Strike, hope it hits, and then play the Command and Conquer. I think just pitching the Soul Bead Strike to play the Command and Conquer and saving my Cross Trap for like a all red hand was definitely the way to go. We were so far ahead right there. That was insane. That was a battering. We just absolutely shellacked that Fi right there. That was crazy. All right, let's log that game in my log here. Katsu, Talishar, we played against Fi. We went second. Yeah, we went second. Win. Got tempo early with back-to-back combo lines. Kept tempo with Art of War turn. And empowerment. Okay. All right. Well, we're off to a pretty good start. I call that a pretty good start. I mean, 1-0 on the night. Let's keep on rolling. Oh. So we're gonna go first against Vincent. That's like pretty much always the plan. I like how there's just a Rune Blade section here. Against Vincent, we always want to go first because they want that first turn to play setup. So when we click Rune Blade, they pick Cross Trap. He picks Cross Trap here. And he picks Arcane Lantern over Tide Flippers. Interesting. Definitely not going to argue with him. I mean, he did top 8 worlds, but... Take out Flick Flax, Reinforced Alliance, Winds of Eternity, and Bonds of Ancestry. Okay. I mean, I'm going to try it the way he has it set up. Just to try it. So... So I kind of like E-Strike with Go Again into play Warmonger's Diplomacy, Arsenal Command and Conquer. Because they'll want an Arsenal, and the Command and Conquer will be a very good play for us. I could also just play Warmonger's Diplomacy and Arsenal the CNC and pass. That's also a fine play, I think. I think we'll just do this so our opponent can't filter here. I don't want to let my opponent filter if I can help it. I'm going to choose War. They chose Peace, which makes sense. That's an interesting hand. Actually, a really interesting hand. They're just going to play setup here, which makes a lot of sense. They're also on Carapace instead of Ironweave. I think most people are playing Carapace, like the Dyadic Carapace here, but I'm always still a little interested when I see it. I mean, I could just go Surging Strike and see what they do. So if I go Surging Strike and see what they do, I have the option of playing into like a little bit of a combo here. If they decide to let this hit. Now, if they don't let this hit like this, they're blocking. I can actually just throw the Command and Conquer here, pitching the other E-Strike. So it's only an 11-point turn in there, but we're really just like trying to pressure their arsenal. I don't know if they want to keep it. Like, depending on how they block. Okay, so they definitely want to keep their arsenal. So that's important information to have moving into like the next couple of turns of the game. So if we draw other CNCs, we can really go out of our way to prioritize those. Let's go E-Strike, then Warmongers, and then we'll Arsenal E-Strike. I just said if we draw those, we're going to prioritize them. I don't really think I want to... So like let's think about this here. Did they pay? No. So I could just pitch my blue here. Take 6 and then do this, or I can just take the 3 rune chants here and then this is 6 and they're going to create 2 rune chants because of blood debt here, right? Or I guess the combat chain closes before that. I don't really know how that works, to be honest. I'm not 100% on that right there. And then we go 5 go again. Or so we go Kadachi, pitching Fluster Fist, 5 go again, putting Bonds on the bottom. And then I would throw throw the Command and Conquer, Arsenal the Descendant Gustwave here. I think that's fine. I think we can go to 31, try and do that. Like, we need to be pressuring our opponent here. They still have the crown they can use, but like they obviously want to keep their I guess I should keep the bonds here, right? Like I think that's like a better target is to just keep the bonds. And Arsenal, because there are less bonds of ancestry and there are more Gustwave style cards. So like I have Descendant Gustwave and I have Whelming Gustwave, as opposed to where if I Arsenal Descendant Gustwave and then I draw a Whelming Gustwave, they kind of like cancel each other out. So that's something good that I hadn't really thought about until this very moment. It's good to... glad I thought about that. All right. And again, we're in a spot where they gave us a card and a piece of equipment, and we're just going to throw the CNC. I'm going to force them to decide whether they really want that Arsenal or not. Like, they have one Rune Chant. This costs 3, so they can't play it. Okay, so they are going to crown. They've just decided they're going to stop fighting for it, and they're just going to let the crown happen. So my opponent's going to go to 33 here. And they're going to have a 4-card hand, which is kind of scary because Vincent can do some pretty powerful things. No, I'm not going to use Katsu's ability. Like, Vincent can do some pretty strong stuff here. Of course, I draw bonds in my next hand. Big Sag. I mean, I can pretty safely just go ahead and block with this bonds of his ancestry right here. Like, feels like a pretty safe play. I can just make that block and just kind of... since I already have a bonds here. Gets +3 and they make a Rune Chant. So they're going to have 3 Rune Chants, and then this Deathly Well is going to come in for 8 right here. I mean, am I just pitching 3 here? Like, okay, so they actually did prevent one, which means they actually did pay to prevent one, so I'm just going to take the Rune Chance here, and then this is for 8. I mean, I'll just block 6. I can take 2 and go to 26, and then I can play 100 Winds, play the Empowerment, and kind of go from there. See what we can come up with here. Maybe try to like cobble something together. We haven't really had any like explosive turns or done anything really cool yet, so trying to find a cool combo line that'll put us on the front foot. We have already seen 1 Surging Strike. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Like I'm like, honestly, like, that's okay with me. It wasn't really about it hitting so much as it was like the concept of, I guess I'm just gonna throw the Kodachi. It wasn't really about it hitting so much as like the potential of what we could do. I mean, I could go Kodachi and then go bonds, but like I think I want to keep the bonds here in my arsenal. So I think I'm just like, I think I'm just going to throw the Kodachi and pass. And if I don't have a good hand, we're just going to keep like pitching and blocking here, like doing what we can and like trying to play this weird game. But like the problem is that like we don't trade down well. Like our deck does not trade down near as well as our opponent's deck does. So I pitch a blue to play Putrid Strings, which is what, +3 at blue. And then it's 4 Rune Chants. And they did pay. I mean, this blocks 2 or it blocks 3, so... Of course, I guess I can only... I mean, so this is for 7. So I guess I should pitch this. I can just go ahead and keep this in my deck, take 1, and then I can go ahead and block 6 right here. And just throw the 0 for 4, which is like Honestly, not that great. Pretty lackluster turn. Block 8, attack for 4. We're not even like getting to like a breakpoint turn of like what we're looking for here, which is like we're falling behind quickly, and Vincent will punish us. Vincent will punish us. If I have a big hand, I'm gonna take it. They're just giving equipment block just to block here. I don't really agree with that sentiment. Like, yeah, I was like, you're not doing anything. Like, there's no reason to, absolutely no reason to do that. At least in my opinion, seems kind of silly. That's one of the things that like I think new players have the hardest time like wrapping their heads around, is that blocking with equipment just to block life is not necessarily a good thing. Like sometimes you want to save life and you want to keep that value, but like sometimes you don't. All right, I think this is our hand. Just gonna be real. I think this is it. Like I think we're all in. I think we're zooming in there, as it were. Just zoom it in there, Henry. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Rookie of the Year, but I love that movie. Absolutely love that movie. It's so good. So good. Let's just take 7 and go to 13 here. Like, we have to have our turn. Like, we have to have our turn. And I did not want to be like water, honestly. So, like, not really crying over spilt milk to see that one gone. I think I want to use my Artivore as a reaction here. Now, if they block 6, it's kind of a feels bad moment, but at the same time, like, I think that we're doing this the correct way. I could just break the cross trap, but cross trap is there to, like, help you facilitate low resource hands, which do come up in Katsu. If anybody was here for last night's stream, there was definitely times when, like, there were definitely times when, like, it was... when the cross trap was super relevant. This makes me think our opponent has a red reduced to rune chant if they're going to block 2 like this. They're probably just trying to play around something. I don't know. They also don't have any rune chant, so if they're going to block like this and then reduce to rune chant, they're going to have to pitch a card, which means they're already down 2 cards in their hand, which just makes our hand that much better. But then playing around the on-hit effect is pretty relevant here. I mean, this kind of makes me wonder if I'm just supposed to, like, just play the hand for what it's worth. Like, honestly, I think I am. Yeah, like, I think we're just going to take the hand here at its value and hold the Artivore, just like we did last game. Yeah, use Katsu's ability, discard Whelming Gust Wave. Let's go get a red Whelming Gust Wave. We have the breaking point if we need it, or the breaking scales, and we have the Artivore, and I will use Artivore to push through multiple points of damage here in a second. Oh, they've lost life, so they're playing this as an instant. So they're going to turn on their reduced to rune chant. Nice. That's a sweet play. That's a cool play. A lot of synergy right there in that play for Vincent. I mean, let's use it. If they have another defense reaction, they have another defense reaction. There's not much I can do about it, but I am going to push this. So is this going to block 2? That's a pretty good play from them. Hold the line is not something I was expecting for my opponent right there. That's a very well-timed card from them. And then I guess we're just going to go get the last Fluster Fist here. And then after this, we'll just go Kadachi into Fluster Fist. And then Arsenal the Art of War. I think that's our best line here. I could be wrong. If somebody sees a better line, please let me know. Unfortunately, these like bonds turns that like I have the capability to like play multiple bonds of ancestry in one turn. Like I definitely like get got by sometimes. I get caught up in like all the options that I have, and I don't think about the best lines. Like playing Katsu like on a very high level like requires a lot of games, in my opinion. Like there's so like the tutoring effect is so powerful that like I think it's super strong to be able to just be, like to be able to do that, like to have that tutoring effect like forces you to play at such a high level. If you're gonna win at like a high level with it, you're forced to play super well, and that's not always easy to do. Katsu's ability is super strong, but Katsu's like deck building requirements also like by nature come with some awkward hands at times, I think. And I think that's something that I didn't really understand when I started playing, because I tried to play Katsu when I first started playing and I could not figure it out. Like I was not having success with the hero. Like every single time something would happen, I would just be like, well, I should have done that. I should have done that. Like, and I feel like I'm at least better now than I was. So it helps a little bit for sure. I'm just curious what you would have drawn. I would have drawn a Surging Strike. When you say what I would have drawn, do you mean like if they had let the Kadachi and the Fluster Fist hit? Is that what you mean? Oh no, that's a big Sag. I have to banish a card from my hand. I mean, I guess it's really not the end of the world. Question is, do I just give up Mask here? Like, am I just giving up Mask? Oh, for Art of War, I would have drawn Surging Strike and Warmonger's Diplomacy. I mean, oh, I guess we'll never know because I technically like I Katsu'd, so I guess we'll never know technically, but yeah. All right, so we got to figure this one out. This is for 7, so this would put me to 2. I mean, my opponent's at 12. Mask is good, but Mask isn't insane here. Do I just block with momentum here, take 5, and go to 4, and then if they flail me, go to 3? I think so. I don't know. I think so. I'm not sure. Like, I want to keep my hand because I have the Art of War, so I want as many cards as possible to play the Art of War with, but that could just be, like, me being greedy. So I'm gonna get rid of this. So they're gonna go to 10, and I'm gonna go to 3 and give them a Rune Chant, which means I'm basically at 2. Well, I guess I'm basically at 2 because they have to pay life for that, but they're gonna go to 10. And now, I mean, I think this is a cross-trap turn. Like, I think we're at a point in the game where it's so late in the game that, like, this is a cross-trap turn. And I think playing cross-trap symbolizes to my opponent that I do not have the resources to be playing a lot of things. So I mean, I'm going to play the empowerment here regardless. Like, I guess they can look for another defense reaction, which is very possible that they do have. But I was going to play it either way, so it's not like it matters, really. And then I guess I'm going to go +1 and banish here. And I guess I should consider turning on my boots here. Does it matter if the boots are on? Do the boots matter here? The points don't matter. The points don't matter. I can get a yellow gust wave and come in for 4. I mean, the boots aren't going to do me anything, right? Like, it's gust wave, surging strike, and then that's it. So I should just save the boots. Or do I crack the boots just to make them be even more scared? I think we just won't crack the boots. Yeah, use Katsu's ability. Oh, there is another red whelming gust wave. When did I get another red whelming gust wave? Oh, that was last game. I didn't have any left. So this is awesome. This means if they want to cover this up, they have to give me 2 cards here. Which is like so good for us right here. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Oh, I'm glad you're home. Carly is home, and she brought me a milkshake. I'm going to continue to talk about how she's the best on camera. So our opponent just actively had another defense reaction here. Interesting. I'm kind of perplexed that they still just had another one. Like, assume they would have stopped it to stop my combo. I'm just going to come in for 5 here because I think it's good. Hey, Adya, what's going on? How are you, buddy? And yeah, we're still on Katsu. That's, the members have spoken. Everybody wanted to see Katsu this week. That was what won the poll when I got back from vacation. So I'm playing Katsu this week on putting Tam's list, trying to iron out some more details, hoping I can get a little bit better tonight. Wow, that's a lot of defense reactions. Does that cost 2? It does, so they're going to be able to come in with Rune Chance. So my opponent's going to go to 7 here. We need to draw better off the Art of War. Honestly, like, I mean, and I guess I could have kept some stuff, I don't know, but this is tough because it's 2 Rune Chance. Am I supposed to arsenal this in this spot? I mean, we've seen 2 red surging strikes and 2 yellow surging strikes. And I'm pretty sure there is... Let's look at the list here really quick. There's reds and yellows, right? Okay, so there's 1 red surging strike and 1 yellow surging strike left in our deck here. So maybe I'm just supposed to keep the Blackwater. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the 100 wins because it's just like... Because it's just like the value card here. I don't want to go to 2 and let them gain a life here. Let's keep the Blackwater. It's a head jab. And the floor is a head jab. It's the floor of it is just 100 wins because we took the Winds of Eternity out here. So We're just gonna Arsenal and hope they can't punish us. Which they could, I don't know, but we're gonna hope. Just woke up, LOL, let's go Katsu. Did you come home and take a nap? Or Adia, are you in like a completely different time zone than me? Like, I want to say you are, but I can't remember. I'm like there's so many people like in so many different countries like to hang out, and I just can't remember where everybody's from. So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's right, Bim. Spam Terran emotes. Also, Sag, no trades today since fantasy's basically over for me anyway. We have 12 hours diff, I think. GMT plus 7. I don't know where GMT is. I don't know what that is. I'd have to ask Carly because I don't even know what GMT is. Man, I'm like, when it comes to time zones, dude, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. But I remember us having like quite a bit of time difference. I was like, so dude, you're like getting started with your day. This only costs 3, really? And of course, I didn't draw a single blue. And this is going to be for 9. And then we get to block 9. So, I mean, technically, we get to just, like, live to fight another day and hope that they have a hand where they have to set up and they can't attack us. I mean, I guess if worse comes to worse, they can always just flail us, which I can block pretty okay, though. Oh, yeah, we lost a life, so we lost our bond. That was totally just a mistake. I completely forgot about it banishing my Belak water because I took a damage. That was just me being that was not good. That was not good. Just forehead play right there. We'll mark that up as a punt. Definitely mark that up as a punt right there. Bro, I'm going to bed soon. Oh my gosh. It's 29th of November here. Oh, dude, you're like a full day ahead of me. What time is it where you're at? Za? I assume that's how you pronounce your name. I'm gonna guess that's how you pronounce it. It's 7:30 a.m. for me. Looks like lights out for this match. Yeah, it's not looking good for this one. I don't think I don't. Oh, wait. Oh, does it do it on his turn? Yeah, all right. I'm just like I'm completely like having a stroke over here, forcing my opponent to go back for absolutely no reason. Yeah, it's not. This one's not looking good. I don't know how I feel about Artivore in this deck. Drew, I've kind of felt the same way. Artivore has kind of felt like not that good to me. Like just not that cool to me, personally. But that's just me, man. I don't know. Artivore has felt super like mid to me every single like almost every single game. Like not every game, but like it's felt like not that great to me. You had to take one. Yeah. So Stu, that's what I completely missed. And I'm sure you said that like as I was typing to him. So like I just completely missed that. I wasn't even thinking. I just like completely missed the idea that like I had like that. I had to take one regardless because he used Vincett's ability. So it's just me being not very smart. Oh, okay, so it's like right after midnight for you. So it's like right after midnight for you, Za. Okay, I gotcha. Za11 as in exhale? Oh, so it's like X. Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's cool. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. That's my fault, dude. That's completely on me, man. That's completely on me. I do my best to pronounce everybody's names, but like I don't always do a great job. Also, I have no idea what happened with my opponent not taking a turn right there. That was pretty weird. Yeah, I couldn't stop the arsenal destruction. Yeah, you guys are absolutely right. Unpreventable damage. Yep. I just completely forgot about it. I also, when I realized that I was going to banish a card, for some reason, I thought this was at the end of my turn, not on the combat chain on his turn. So that was also just me having like a complete forehead moment right there. So I just wasn't thinking, and that's just me being silly and not noticing things. Thank God we just have a natural combo line lined up. My opponent didn't have a turn, and now I have natty combo lined up. Thank God for being better lucky than good here. That's all I can say. Because you need it for specific hands for it to be amazing. Absolutely agree, Drew. Absolutely agree. It feels clunky. Yep, X is absolutely there. Had to hop on mobile to stand for Art of War. Oh, you coming to fight for Art of War, Steven? Coming to fight for Art of War? Is my opponent just going to go to 1 here? No, reduce to rune chant. I think we win the game now. We're going to be able to add like 4 more cards to the chain link here. So this is really good for us. Do we have all the red Flusterfist out of our deck? I honestly can't remember at this point. There's 1 red Flusterfist. No. So we can just go get a red Flusterfist. I could also go get a Dishonor if I wanted, but the Flusterfist allows me to play this without like losing any value. So it's the oopsie. Nah, it's okay. It's fine either way. I'm pretty sure we're getting there either way. So I guess technically, if like knowing that like, or I guess I use the boots on the Dishonor for 4 here to just like end the game and win. But we're gonna win either way here. We got him either way. Woo! Glad we could cross the finish line. All right. Well, definitely no thanks to like my misplays throughout the course of the game, but we ended up getting there regardless. Katsu too good. Zach, not too good. Katsu too good. Oh, all right. I got to update my log really quick, and then I'm going to catch up on all the chat messages that I have missed. I'm excited to see what you all are talking about with Art of War. I'm curious to see this conversation. We played against Vincent. We went first. We won. Opponent had the game, won, and had to take a complete off turn when I had full combo lined up in hand. Should have lost, but got lucky. I feel like that's the best thing I can say about that matchup. We should have lost that one, but I got a little lucky, so I'll take it. All right, here we go. I like Razor Reflex over Art of War for Katsu, since most of the time you just need that one thing to connect for everything to go your way. So, Audia, I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of playing Razor. The only thing that like immediately jumps out at me is that you can't Razor a Bonds or a Surging Strike. Art of War is for that chance for the 1 lucky good draw, but it's still too slim of a chance in Katsu. Okay, so X doesn't like it. Okay, Drew thinks Razor is way better also. Okay, I'm interested. Chill, bro. You're doing fine. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, X. I appreciate it, brother. You're also not running Tunic, so it's always going to take 2 cards for Art of War. That is true, Drew. It is honestly very, very, very awkward, like with the whole resource curve, because every single time, like, it feels really weird. I don't know. Like, it feels really weird to me. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Art of War. You wouldn't have to twist my arm too hard to talk me into cutting it, but I definitely see its value in this deck. Definitely not into any take builds. Art of War is nuts, but you need to be on Tunic. Okay. I mean, yeah, Mattis, like, you could talk me into that. You could talk me into that. It's an ultimate technique. Double Bonds is cracked on Art of War, and it can even save a hand with no starter. So I have one. There have been a couple of times that having Art of War Steven would have been really good because it would have allowed for me to start my turn and then continue playing things. And I think there's a lot of value in that. And I think that like I could have got a lot of value out of my hands had I had Art of War to like give go again and to keep pushing my hands further and further and further. That would have been great. Stream elements is getting in the way of our conversation. Isn't the times that actually happens way fewer than it clunks your hands? Ooh, I'm curious to see what Steven says to that actually, because like the double bonds hands are really cool, but I mean the double bonds hands are really cool, but like is Art of War like I don't know, like is the like small percentage like I would be curious to know like somebody who plays a lot of Katsu what they found the percentages are where they have Art of War and double bonds turns in the same like set of cards where they haven't just been sitting on an Art of War for 8 turns waiting for it. I would be curious to know what those percentages look like. They just had a Vincent hand, huh? Want to come back with 3 combo pieces? LOL, nice. Dude, Audia, that game could not have lined up any better for me. That was just absolute luck, dude. Like, my opponent, like, just hit a brick right there, and I got very lucky with my hand. I should not have won that game by any means. By any means. Oh, I haven't scrolled down far enough. Oh, okay. So there's more messages here. There's more messages. I thought my chat wasn't loading, and I just hadn't scrolled down far enough to see the rest of the conversation. You're absolutely right, by the way, but it feels mad. Pitch a blue, and you have the floating plus dachis. The cost is not a deal breaker. I agree on the tunic. If you want to run Art of War, tunic is a must to pump up the power level. I mean, I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's crazy at all. Like, I'm strictly going off of what Pudding has in his like sideboard guide here tonight. Like, it was what I was going off of last night. But like if you made me pick, is Art of War like just a must-have in this deck, or is Art of War been more awkward for me? I would say that Art of War has been more awkward for me. Now, is Art of War more awkward for me because I am a less experienced Katsu player than a lot of the other better Katsu players, like Pudding Tam, for example? That is also a very strong reason for that. So it could be that I feel like Art of War is very awkward and is not facilitating my hand super well because I am a less experienced Katsu player and I'm not used to, like, I just don't know all the, like, intricacies of the deck. I think that could very well also be, like, a determining factor in my opinion on how I feel about a certain card here. Let's see. Art of War is a brick only if you are already losing. You can even just trade the tempo and arsenal it. Card just runs away with the game, even with mediocre hands. It's still yellow. It covers surging. I honestly think if I set an Art of War, it makes it more likely I can double bonds in the next 2 turns. Ooh, interesting. That's really interesting. That's 2 turns is like a pretty small window, I would say. Like, you gotta, I mean, that's really neat. That's really cool. I'm trying to think if she'd have just popped the straps on the bond arsenal turn with the surging strike, blue gust wave dishonor, and Art of War bonds arsenal turn. If you should have just popped the straps. The straps. You're talking about like the boots? Like, should I have just like popped the boots? On the bonds arsenal turn with the surging strike, blue gust wave dishonor, Art of War. So I know what turn you're talking about because I considered multiple lines that turn. I considered a whole. Oh, should I have? Oh, the chess piece. So that was. I think I even talked about that during the game, Drew. That I don't know if it's correct or not to pop the chess piece there. That I wanted to save the chess piece for a really bad resource hand. But considering I had the Art of War and I had a Dachi available to me that I didn't use that turn, it's very possible that I am just supposed to actually pop the chess piece so that I can make the Art of War more worth it there, and that I could have other 2-cost cards to play with my resources if I needed them there. So you had a double bonds that turn. I had double bonds that turn. So I had a dishonor, a Surging Strike, a blue Gust Wave, and a Bonds, and an Art of War. So pop the chess piece, play Surging Strike, play Gust Wave, play Gust Wave, play Bonds, I guess I can crack the boots to get go again, to go get, and then when I play the Bonds for my arsenal after the Gust Wave, I can Bonds another Bonds away, play, right, I have, so at this point I play the Dishonor, and then I have no resources left to play the other Bonds. How can I double Bonds that turn, Drew? Walk me through that. With those 5 cards, how can I double Bonds? And I believe you, I just, like, the double Bonds turns really mess with my head for whatever reason. Like, the double Bonds turns, like, just like, I just, like, forget everything I know. I find more and more that chest is not a parachute, but a booster. So, Steven, it's also very possible that I'm looking at the card the wrong way. Like, maybe I am looking at it as a parachute, and I should be looking at it as a way to, like, push me further into the sky, as opposed to, like, letting it bail me out of a turn. Like, maybe that is absolutely correct. That could just be the case, and I'm not aware of it. Let's run it back and figure out more lines together, and agree on the sentiment that chess pieces for boosting turns that you are already good. I used to play Katsu before Fi took my heart. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So, all right. So we're on the idea that that chess piece is a booster, not a parachute. That's a different way of looking at it, and I think that'll probably change some of my gameplay. So we're just running everything into Bravo. He wants it all into Bravo. Wants it all into Bravo, and we're on Momentum. Okay, and we're on Tunic, which I like. I think I like Tunic in this matchup for sure. So, all right. So, like, with a hand like this, I don't have to have the Surging Strike. I can technically just play the Gust Wave and then play the Bonds. Now, I don't have anything to go Bonds for, so, like... Surging Strike, Katsu to get another Gust Wave. Pop Boots, send blue Gust Wave. Send Bonds, banish Bonds, get another Bonds, send Gust Wave. Send Bonds, banish Fluster, send Fluster. Oh, wow, that's an insanely good turn. That's an insanely good turn, Drew. I never, like, dude, I'm going to be honest, man, that turn never even, like, for a moment crossed my mind. So, yeah, discarding the Dishonor allows us to go Surging Strike, Gust Wave, Bonds, banish Bonds to go, and we have another Gust Wave. Is our opponent not here? Okay, there we go. Like, that's a really good turn, dude. Yeah, Drew, that's a really good turn, dude. You guys are, like, living in 2040, and I'm, like, living in 2019, it feels like. All right, so this basically just turns off our Dachi here, one of our Dachis. So I assume I want to stay away from arsenaling anything that's not a defense reaction or a reinforcement line, just like I do when I'm playing Fi. I assume it's the same philosophy here in this matchup. I can only assume that anyway. So Kadachi. Gust Wave for 3. And then let's throw the Command and Conquer. Our opponent will give us Crown, or he'll give us 2 cards here. Gives us Crown. This hand's kind of ass, though. Would arsenal the Gust Wave here. So, do you think that you would arsenal the Gust Wave here, Adya, even though, like, like as opposed to like trying to like stay off of an arsenal so that like Command and Conquer doesn't affect you as much. Do you still feel that way? It's a genuine question. I'm really curious to know. This hand feels terrible. Like this hand just seems actually terrible. What is this? If I had my tunic counter coming up, I'd just arsenal the Art of War here. I don't know. Yeah, playing Katsu is like doing a jigsaw puzzle, but the pieces are made of sharp glass. That's a funny way to think about it. This is really not good. All right, let's just get a combo piece in our graveyard, and then we'll play the Flick Flack to cover this up. This is really weird, but I think I'm going to do this. Okay, another Art of War. So arsenaling that Art of War was definitely not the correct play. I mean, it might have been, but I think setting a go again attack is good in a Bravo if you know you can clear it next turn. Okay. In general, I would stay off of arsenaling, but that turn was super meh. And having a piece in arsenal and distributed for one turn can really amp your power for next turn. Okay. I like all of this. I like where we're at. I mean, give Fluster Fist and the Flick Flack here. We can block 7. I'm going to lead on Blackwater, and then I'm going to throw the 100 wins here. Okay. And then after the 100 wins, I'm actually going to arsenal the Art of War. I have Tunic up, so I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble here. I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble. I don't know if it's correct or not, but... Pummel, yeah, Steven, I honestly thought it was going to be Pummel right there. Like, that kind of seemed like Pummel in that spot, but I don't know. It's one of those spots that, like, we're just playing 2-0 for threes. If they have it, they have it. Well, Reinforced Alliance kind of just like bailing us out right here, which looks pretty good. We'll take 2. Kadachi Gust Wave. We're getting a lot of equipment block out of our opponent very early, which is like really good for us. It's what we want them to do. Not keeping Art of War in Arsenal with Tunic going to 3 is weird. Would much rather have the Flack on hand. Even if he just goes Hammer, you can use it to fetch with Katsu on your turn. So, Mattis, I don't disagree with you. I don't know. Like, I think I have just been scarred by arsenaling Art of War against Bravos so many times that I'm just not a fan of it. I did it here because if my opponent just had like a hammer turn, then I was in a pretty good spot to be able to just like have Tunic Art of War at the ready. So that would have been good. But like, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, man. Like, I hear what you're saying, Mattis. I don't know. Like even having this here felt like very wrong and like honestly kind of cringy. Oh God. I'm just gonna block 6 and play Reinforcement Line here. I mean, it's definitely pummel, but I'm just gonna play the Reinforcement Line here. And then they're gonna play the pummel, and we're gonna go to 28 and discard our Soul Bead Strike. And then they only got 2 equipment block left, which is kind of nice. So we're just kind of hanging out at this point. Nice to giving you a quicken since it unlocks a lot of hands. They're telegraphing the pummel. Oh, they're 100% telegraphing the pummel. Just like blocking 9 doesn't really like get me anywhere. So I'm just going to take 4 and discard this and kind of take the turn off. And now we're still leaving the quicken token until we need it for something, which I really like. Yeah. So block bonds. Hope to keep the diplomacy. I mean, there's not... I can block 4, 5, 6. There's not really a way for me to make that happen. Yeah, this was a really good hand here. I was really hoping to keep this one, Drew. I was really hoping to keep this one. I guess we're just going to block bonds and go to 20. That's really not good. Yeah. Probably the saddest E-Strike I've ever used. All right. This hand ain't it. Chief called. Wumbo. You wumbo. I wumbo. He, she wumbo. So blocking with Soul Bead still saves you 3, and they probably still pummel since it's not covered. I mean, so Steven, like, as a person who's played a lot of Bravo, I am not pummeling that if my opponent blocks with 3 cards, like, ever. So why do you think they would have played the pummel? Like, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I am definitely curious to know why you think that, because there's not a world that I, as a Bravo player, would have ever have played the pummel there if my opponent blocks with 3 cards. So I'm curious to know why. Like, I mean, I think I'm playing to the out of them being bad at that point, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of that. Is this hand throw Command and Conquer with the Tunic? That's what it feels like. I could throw the Soul Bead Strike and then throw a Kadachi. I think I'm better off to just go ahead and throw the Command and Conquer. We're going to guarantee to get a couple of cards out of their hand, which hopefully gives us a chance to try and swing some tempo back and get our Art of War out and try to get a hand going here. Enjoy puzzling, guys. I'm off to bed. Okay, X. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you being here tonight. Hope you sleep well, brother. Hope you sleep well. Okay, our opponent's just going to give up their arsenal. Interesting. Okay. I'm looking at this hand, and it feels like there's something here. This feels like a double bonds hand. I mean, I guess really it depends on what they're about to play. Jesus. I would also block 9. There's still somewhat baits the pummel since you kept a card in hand. I guess I assume they think they'll keep you off of E-Strike or CNC, but I guess keeping just Reinforce is no bueno. So, I mean, if we keep just the Reinforce, we're, like, throwing the Kadachi, which is what we, like, which, no, that was a different turn. So, we just did nothing there, and, like, I really want them to play the pummel there, I think. I don't know. Like, again, like, I'm not saying I'm indefinitely right here, but I don't know. I guess we're gonna block with Fluster Fist and hope we don't keep the Descendant Gust Wave. Like, that's the one card we don't want to keep in our hand. Even this allows us to go Dachi Dachi. I have really wanted to play this Art of War for like the last like 7 turns. Bravo's a super consistent deck, so like it's very tough to like crawl back into a game once they get ahead like this. And they know we don't have a defense reaction or something arsenaled because we would have played it if we did have it. So, Ben, I don't even know where you found that emote, dude. What is that? Is that like a cat or what is that, dude? You find some of the most interesting emotes in the world, Ben, I swear. Is there a better way to block? Can I block this out? I mean, if I play the Art of War, I guess I can block it out, but... Oh, man. Guess I'm just forced to take 6 here and go to 6. Because we'll just attack for 4 because it's all we can do this turn. What is that, all 3? Spinals? So 2 cripplings, 2 spinals, and a starstruck, and 2 red debilitates. They've had like our opponents had a pretty good draw so far. Like they've had like really good turns so far. Like really good like game like to start the game so far. They're just 1000% drew the pummel here, and they're just gonna try and get me. I feel like that's just what this has to be. Especially if you're doing that, dude. Like, dude, get out of here. Like, who does this guy think he is? What? Who does this guy think he is? Bro. What are we doing? Am I just blocking 6? And then go Kadachi Flusterfist? Is that really my line here? Or am I blocking 9 and then throwing Flusterfist? I mean, if I block 9, they're just going to keep the pummel, and they're just going to keep doing this every turn. So I'm gonna let them throw the pummel at me here if they want. Yep. Yeah, I guess there's a world where they have another pummel and I'm just dead, but I don't know. Dude, LL Bravo already? Is Bravo even close to being LL Drew? I don't even know if Bravo's at like towards the top of that list. They're really not giving you a breather here, back to back to back. Yeah, they've had a lot of really good turns here. It's one of Bravo's biggest things is like his consistency. Although I have to say, like, I really feel like Bravo players have found some like level of optimization that we've never seen before, because I'm really seeing a lot of games like this where like my opponent is doing stuff like this. I mean, we got to give it all here. We got to give it all. I think that's all there is to it. Double Art of War to block with 5 with 1. So, Steven, I know you're talking about a few turns ago. I could have played both the Art of Wars. That might have been the correct play. I am not sure if I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. How I feel about that. What do you think of the new Lorcana TCG? So Matthew, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really played Lorcana. And I know that it's like a pretty like unpopular opinion right now, but like I think it's just a money sink. If I'm just being honest, like it just seems like Mickey Mouse wants more of my money. Like if I'm just being honest, man. I think we're just gonna go buff and banish, and I'm just gonna banish the Flusterfist here. Like that's like honestly, man, that's what I think. Like I just think that like Mickey Mouse just wants more of my money. But I've actually heard that it's like kind of fun. I haven't really heard too much about it, but I've heard it's kind of fun. So okay, let's try not to mess this up, because I'm pretty sure this has all the makings of what I want it to be. Yes, crack the boots. Yes, use Katsu's ability. So if we discard Winds of Eternity, I mean, actually I can discard this Whelming Gust Wave. Oh, this is actually really good. This is actually really good here. Okay. So let's see what's more damage here. All right. Let's see what's I gotta count here to make sure. I gotta hang on. I'm thinking. Okay, so we have 5 on the chain right now. This is 5 because of Art of War. If we discard the Gust Wave, we come in for 5. We play the Gust Wave. We play the red Gust Wave for 4. Bonds for 5. So this is 5, 9, 14, and then red Flusterfist for 5, 4 is 19. Now, if we do the double bonds play, we're discarding Winds of Eternity to go get a red Whelming Gust Wave, which after this we come in for 4, play bonds for 5, get another red bonds, go Whelming Gust Wave from hand for 2, turn around, play the other bonds, go get a Flusterfist. So now we're at 4 and 5 is 9 and 2 is 11. 5 is 16, and then 5 more is 21. So it's more points to keep the Gust Wave turn. Okay, so it's more points to keep to do the Gust Wave here. So discard Winds of Eternity. We go get a red Whelming Gust Wave. All right, I'm glad that I found that line. I guess I should have made sure that I had all the reds that I wanted. So here I have to go get another bonds. So Steven, is this the double Art of War or the Art of War double bonds turns that you were talking about, man? Because I'm not gonna lie, this feels pretty good. I feel pretty good about this one. Oh my gosh! All right, I missed a lot of chat. Sorry, guys. Oh snap! Hot take. Not even close. Not even close, Steven. I appreciate it though, man. No, but I hate Bravo. I think we all hate Bravo, dude. I think we all hate Bravo. Let's just call it what it is, brother. I think we all hate Bravo. Flusterfist. Were there no copies of Flusterfist left in my deck? Well, now we're just gonna have to go get something else. There are really no copies of Flusterfist left in my deck? Wow, there's really not. So, Dishonor is still a 0 for 5 here, so same but different. Still damage. Still pushing damage here. Okay. Whew. So this is Command and Conquer. This is Command and Conquer. Okay. Oh, good lord. He's done it. I didn't even know it had multiplayer. Lorcana multiplayer 10 out of 10. 1v1 is kind of doomed for now until they release more cards that can interact with unexerted characters. Interesting. Didn't even know it had multiplayer. I just assumed it was a 1v1 like PvP style game. Double bonds here for more damage. Look at this, man. He's cooking. His synapses are firing off. Oh, thanks, guys. You really make me feel good about myself. I think this is the best thing I can keep here. I could try to bait my opponent into giving me like Civic Steps and a card. But I think this is just the best play I'm going to make here, is just to get 2 cards out of my opponent's hand. So, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, that was a pretty cool turn. That felt pretty good to have a turn like that, even if it took me like completely focusing. Oh man. I'm going to be honest, I never would have figured out that like those like double bonds turns had you guys not been here to like talk to me about it and tell me about it. Ultimate technique. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, not having the other Fluster Fist was like kind of like I definitely would have checked IRL before I started searching. But being able to just go get the last Dishonor and it still be a 0 for 5 was pretty good and kind of bailed me out there out of my laziness of not actually checking to see what everything looked like there. Yep, give me 2 cards. And then he's probably just going to make a Surge and throw a Nothos at me. Yep. So give Lord of Wind, Whelming Gustwave. E-Strike, draw card. How many CNCs have we seen? 2? I mean, not that it really matters at this point. So, draw card is if he draws a defense reaction, which we know there's probably, like, he could be on only 1 Fate Foreseen, I'm not sure. But if he draws a defense reaction, he can go to 1, technically. I don't know. I think we're going to try to draw a card here and try to set ourselves up with a 5-card hand. I think we're going to try to set up with a 5-card hand, especially knowing that Tunic is coming up. And I'm just going to pick draw a card here and hope he doesn't have a defense reaction and he's forced to give us 2 cards here. Because if my opponent has a Surge and 3 cards, he can more than likely dominate something. Well, not more than likely, but he can't. He has the possibility of dominating something and then ending the game for me. Yeah, the threat density assessment is his fun mini game. So there's a friend of mine. His name's Billy. He plays a lot of Katsu at our local metagames, and like late in the game, I always see him like counting and like looking and like seeing like what he has and what he can do and stuff like that. So I definitely hear what you're saying. It's always funny to like watch him count stuff and do stuff. So that's the last pummel. So that's the last red pummel, which is good. Now we have the option of we have a couple of options here. Tunic is coming up, so I can go Gustwave and Bonds here to block. And then I can play the Art of War, banishing the E-Strike, and hope I draw some good cards. Or I have the option of using Tunic to come in with Gustwave and then go 5 draw card, which again, if he doesn't draw a Fate Foreseen, we'll get 3 cards out of his hand. And then it's only coming in for 4. Then we've gotten maximum use out of our Tunic for a last time, and now we can block with it if we need to. So if we have a 2-block card, we can still finish him off here, hopefully. Finish him. I could never do that right, Ben. They always sound like I never sound cool when I do it. You have Gustwave Bonds. So I had Gustwave Bonds of Ancestry there, but oh my gosh, I'm such a forehead. Oh my gosh, Drew, you're absolutely right, dude. So I could have blocked with the Gustwave in my hand, and then I could have blocked with E-Strike, and then I could have used Tunic to come in with Gustwave, played Bonds, and then I could have went and found something else and came in with another card here, and definitely could have taken every card out of his hand. Man. That's, yeah, Drew. Good call out, man. Good call out. I just... It's not what we wanted to draw. But I don't care to Arsenal it here because it's an extra card. Just an extra card I can attack with here. I think I'm just going to block 4 here. Like, I don't really see Tunic coming around another time. It could, but I don't really think it will. All right, well. $100 wins for 3. Give me a card. Soul Beat Strike for 4 in hopes of taking every card out of your hand. Nice. So am I just arsenaling this? Am I just going Dachi 5? Take 3 cards out of your hand, arsenal the Art of War? Is there a way I get everything? I mean, I guess the Surging Strike. So Kadachi, Surging Strike. Kadachi, Surging Strike. Go again. This takes his last card. Okay. I'm glad I took a moment to figure that out. Katsu, like, perplexes my brain for some reason. Like, Dachi 7. So another turn, you take all the cards here. So he goes to 1 here. Don't I end the game here, Mattis? Am I missing something? Like, yeah, he has a blue unmovable from hand. And then, yeah, I don't know why I didn't see this sooner. Like, I swear sometimes, like, I have a stroke when I'm playing this. He gives me both of his cards. And then we finish him off with the old 0 for 2 Lord of Wind. Wow, I cannot believe we won that game. Listen, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say it this way. Would not have won that game if it wasn't for you, chat. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. 7 kills though. So Dachi doesn't take a card. Kadachi takes a card. And then he was at 2, right? He was at 2, right, Mattis? So like Kadachi doesn't take a card. The second Kadachi takes a card. And then when I come in for 7, he blocks with 3 cards and I don't win that turn, but I did win that way with my line. Katsu is superplex. Yeah, dude. Katsu feels super complex. I have to say that. I feel like I'm racking my brain. Like, this is 2 nights in a row. I feel like I'm racking my brain trying to figure out the best turns every turn. Let's go. 2 + 5 = 7, dummy. I mean, it does equal 7. But we did it in a different way. Oh, man. I'm just glad we won that game. I did not think I was going to win that game. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Talshar, we played against Bravo. We went first. Yeah, wait. I went second because he dominated the debilitate. Win. Super close game. One off the back of a double Bonds and Art of War turn. Traded down better the last 5 turns. I would say it's the last like 5 turns of the game that I played. We just traded down better than our opponent did. And we ended up getting there, so choo. Let's go. Bop him, Ben. That's right. Bop him. Oh, I still have my deck list. Let's go. Call that a win. We call that a win. Can't you just Dachi Surging Strike, Surging Strike, E-Strike for 7? So Dachi Surging Strike. Oh, I see what Drew was saying now. Drew's saying that my E-Strike was for 7, wins the game either way. So yes, it does. It just wins the game for sure. 1000%. So if he has a defense reaction in his hand, like let's say he actually has a Fate Foreseen in his hand, then E-Strike for 7 doesn't win the game. So me coming in for 5 and separating the attacks a little bit, while definitely was not my intention by any means, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm like just living up here, like, but throwing the Lord of Wind was actually better if he has a D-React. So Kadachi takes a card, Surging Strike, or Kadachi puts him to 1. Surging Strike gets 2 cards even with a defense reaction. And then E-Strike for 7 gets covered up by card defense reaction. But E-Strike for 5 makes him give me card defense reaction, and then the Lord of Wind wins the game either way. Shoo! Yeah, splitting damage is just better. Yes, see, Steven's on board. He's a Katsu god. You're too kind, Nathaniel. Listen, I'm going back to playing fine next week. I like my head jabs better. Me just attack people. Grrr. Hey, don't get me wrong. There's some complexity to Fi, for sure. But like, dude, like there's so much to this hero. There is so much to this hero. It's crazy. So I think last night I just did Icelander, and I think we changed to Cross Trap. And yeah, we ran Pouncing Links, and I think we just left it like this. Or did we slot in the other Art of War somehow? I think I just ran 61 cards. I think that's what we're gonna do too. I think I just want as many Art of Wars as I can have here, so I think that's the play. Katsu is his no main hero. You saw it here, gentlemen and gentlewoman and gentle thems. I like that, Drew. I'm gonna steal that. Gonna like start putting that at the end of my emails or something for work. Gentlemen, gentle women, and gentle thems. I like that. We're including everybody. I'm so here for that. It's funny because like that's great. Like you're including people. It's fantastic. Also, like low-key, like sounds like we're making fun of people, which I'm all for giving people a hard time, so. We're gonna pass and see what they do. If they try to go for some shenanigans here, we can throw a couple of attacks here and then Arsenal or Art of War anyway. Arsenal or Art of War anyway. Wonder what my opponent wants to chat about. Curious to see what they say now. Oh, I guess it's just waiting on me to Arsenal. I guess we'll just Arsenal this, keep the blues in our hand. I mean, we're just going to use Cross Trap and just, like, go get them. We're just going to go get them with this turn, and then we're just going to use Pouncing Links to, like, really push us over the top here. I mean, unless our opponent, like, does some, like, crazy damage stuff, I'm probably just going to, like, take whatever they do. Ooh, I have Ophidia. I actually bought an I have Ophidia the other day. One of the guys on our team was selling an I have Ophidia. And he wanted to get rid of it and just kind of like move it a little bit because he wasn't really playing it and stuff. And so I picked up an I have Ophidia for $250. So I mean, Call that a win. He got to sell a card quick, and I get an eye of Ophidia. Adding to my collection. My collection grows all the time when it comes to cards. I'm actually going to have to buy a third binder, like, as far as, like, everything's concerned. So this is just going to be 3 and then 3 more. So I'm just going to take 6. Steel EU prices are dumb. It's like $500. Oh my gosh. Is it really? I had no idea that it was really that much. That's crazy, dude. That's like absolutely crazy. I did not realize that it was like 500. Well, I guess like if it's an EU price, it's like euros, right? Like it's like 500 euros, I guess. Of course, I'm pretty sure like euros are just worth more than like the US dollar. I'm pretty sure they were the last time I checked, but I don't look at currency exchange rates every day. I'm not a stockbroker. Wait, why aren't you A-Bing here? I just like I like this hand is really good and it has combo pieces with the Art of War, and we're gonna use Cross Trap as a rocket instead of a parachute here. So I think I'm just okay taking 6 damage, because when he revealed the Blazing Ether and played the Snapback, I knew that he wanted more. Like there was like 9 times out of 10 there, Adya, he's gonna Arsenal that card. So letting my opponent Arsenal and then like just taking 6, getting one of his combo pieces out of the way and taking 6 is like perfectly okay with me, because like I just feel like I'm in a good spot here. I mean, I'm just supposed to play it here, right? Like I'm just supposed to play it. Buff and banish. And then we're going to banish the Fluster Fist. That's like actually insane. So am I supposed to Katsu here? I think I'm supposed to Katsu here. 440 euros should be close to like $500. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate. I thought it was the end of your turn. My bad. No worries, dude. No worries. Good question, man. Good question. Yeah, you're about to light it up. Never punish. The God Draw popping off. It really feels like we're popping off right here. So like, I'm really wondering here, like, I'm going to walk through the lines here. So if I discard Whelming Gust Wave to Katsu to go get a Whelming Gust Wave, because I don't have anything to, like, bonds away here, I could... So if I discard my Whelming Gust Wave here, I go get Whelming Gust Wave, come in for 5, and then... throw the bonds, get another Whelming Gust Wave, except this time I can get a blue so I can Tide Flippers it, and then from there, or I guess I'm supposed to go get the... I'm supposed to use Mask of the Pouncing Lynx to go get a Dishonor here, or I guess the Dishonor doesn't really matter. I don't know. This is weird. Oh my god. You can Katsu Whelming into Whelming and Mask to double bonds. Oh, wait. How can I mask for double bonds here? Okay, so Steven, I was on point for a minute and then I've lost it here, it feels like. So we're gonna go get... There's only 1 blue bonds in the deck. There's only 1 blue bonds in the deck, I think. I think in his list, there's only 1 blue bonds here. Where is bonds? Yeah, there's one blue Bonds of Ancestry here. So I can't go get the other one. Yeah. So having the second blue Bonds would have actually been insane there. But I can go get the Dishonor. So I can go get a Descendant Gustwave, Bonds, and then I can go get the Dishonor and do that, which is really good, I think. Yeah, the one blue Bonds is kind of getting me here. And then we're going to go 6 go again here. I definitely don't think I'm going to Arsenal this. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on so I can go get the Dishonor here. Man, another blue. Man, if that had been like a red, even a yellow Bonds there would have been great there for us. I mean, I guess we're just going to go ahead and pop it. Like, we want to make our opponent give us cards here. Yes. Bonds out, blue Whelming, then Mask Dishonor. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and get the Dishonor. I'm probably playing a little preemptively here, but I think I just want to go ahead and get the Dishonor. So Bonds is going to be for 3 with go again here. Man, we were like one card different from like being able to make this work. So I'm going to go ahead and Tide Flippers the Bonds. So I'm just going to go, or the Dishonor. So I'm going to go ahead and get a red Whelming Gustwave just to go ahead and make it worth it here. So the crazy part, like, there's not a Salt to Wound in the deck. Like, there is not a Salt to Wound in the deck at all, Steven. Like, I was kind of surprised by that from the moment that I saw it, because this, like, I don't know, like, this just seems like a, I don't know, like, you'd think you'd want like a one of Salt and Wound if you're running Mask of the Pouncing Lynx at all, even if it's a sideboard card. I just always kind of assumed you'd want one, but no Salt makes sense since it's not a combo card. Can't be fetched by Katsu. I mean, it can't be fetched by Katsu, but it can be fetched by Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, which is why I think it'd be a good sideboard card. Wouldn't you think, Adya? I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll just go ahead and use Tide Flippers here. I hate giving up one of these points here, but I think it's fine. So we'll give this go again. Like, again, I hate giving up my AB here, but I do still have the Lantern, which I think is pretty good. And then I can push the Kadachi into the red Whelming Gustwave for 4 here, so... Pretty sure it's bad? Okay. I mean, if the general consensus is that playing a one of Salt is not good, then, like, I believe you guys. I'm pretty sure, like, almost every single person here has more Katsu practice than I do. I'm just gonna keep this in my hand. Like, yeah, and this is exactly why, because now at least I have a blue to do something with. Oh, my opponent's gonna get to go to 13 here. I can't get over that Eye of Ophidia is $500 like dollars in like the EU. That's crazy. Or like just in like another like market. Like, that's wild to me. Just kind of like crazy. I don't know. Don't have a energy counter on anything I'm doing, so we're just gonna say okay. We're just gonna take 2 here, go to 32. I have a blue on my turn and no other resources to use besides the Black water if it hits, so I think I'm okay with this. Salt is very good. Okay. Steven coming in with the counterpoint here that salt is very good. I would personally assume that like salt is pretty decent in a deck like this when you're playing pouncing links. Like I would just assume that it's good. Like I know that like Fi and Katsu aren't even remotely the same like style. Like really, like I know that they're both ninjas, but they're completely different decks in my opinion. And so like I play 2 Salt and Wound in my Fi list. I would assume that like playing 1 here is okay. I think my opponent's just always going to take the Kadachi here. Just going to play the Black water. If they give me a card, I'll, like, I don't know, like, I don't think I want to pay here. I think I want the AB, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't think I want to pay, and I don't think I really want to, like, do anything here. I think I just like to have these 2 cards in my hand, because Soulbeat Strike says that you have to give me 2 cards if you don't want me to play another card, and my opponent's going to 6 right here. So it's a real decision point for them at this point. You should stay above 30 from this point. AB1 is treacherous territory. Ooh, big word. Bonus points for Adya. Let's go. Treacherous. I like that word. I mean, I've heard it before. I just like that's. Oh, no, I guess they're at 9. No, but staying above 30 is like really good. Like I agree with that, Adya. I really like I know that like Katsu or like Kano can do like 32 to 40 damage against AB1 pretty quickly, so definitely want to stay above 30. And the crazy part's like I'll probably still lose if they have the right cards. Exactly, it's a great target for Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. Yeah, so like that's where I would see value in a card like that is just in the is just like in the sideboard, like for like one target for Mask of the Pouncing Lynx anytime you're playing it. And you're like, oh, I can't combo with this card. I might as well just get the extra value out of it. Now you're dead if you don't give me a card. Let's go. Now let's go for it or die. You love to see it. Not a lot of agency to motivate at this point, though. I mean, no, there's not, but now if my opponent doesn't kill me, they're dead. I don't know what they're doing here. My opponent said, okay, for fuck's sake, we'd have to redo the entire turn. And I said, we can redo it all if you want. Like, I'd rather play a good game here. I'd rather play a good game. If my opponent doesn't want to, like... Restart to the start of this turn. Okay, so we went Kadachi. And they even said that they'll play the same way up to this point in the game. Like, and I can appreciate that. I respect them playing that way. Like, it's good. Like, it's good that my opponent's like, hey, like I wanted to block. I would like to block, but like I didn't realize that breaking scales was on the table. Like, let's go back and I'll play it the same way until this point in the game. And I'm just like, yeah, that's great. Like, let's absolutely do that. I want to play the best game. I'm testing. I want to know if I would have actually have won this game. Like, the only time that I'll ever, like, not really let people take stuff back like that like at a Pro Quest or a Calling or something like that, like we're at a comp level event, and like you should be aware of what's on the board, in my opinion. And if you don't, it's completely on you. Like that's just how I feel about it. But at like testing online or like even an armory, dude, let's take it back and let's play the best game we can. 1000%. I always feel that way. Oh, to mitigate? Oh, I got you. Man of the people. Yeah, something like that, man. I mean, I guess I'll hang on to it. Like, you never know if my opponent will, like, do something that'll... Like maybe they're playing the... Well, I can't remember what it's called. The six power card. Yeah, they're going to try and kill me next turn with the E-Pot. They must have combo pieces rolled up in their hand, because they're going for it here. Like, they want to go for it here 1000%. I can see it. Like, I can feel it. My opponent just said "we ball" in the chat. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love opponents with a sense of humor, dude. That's awesome. That's great. Not even looking at his card. Oh, I guess he has to put multiple ones on the stack if he's going to go for the kill here, but... Oop. Something bad happened to Carly in the other room. I'm assuming she died playing Fortnite or something. You can't hat, so... You got 2 cards in hand, no hat yet, so we're just kind of waiting at this point. Hattie Jean, Hattie Jean, Hattie Jean, Hattie Jean. I don't know if you guys ever like. I don't know if you guys are sports fans or not. I grew up in a sports household. We played a lot of sports growing up as a kid, and like I watched Coach Carter a lot as a kid. Like I don't know if you guys have ever watched that movie, but it's a phenomenal basketball movie. If you guys are basketball fans. Okay. I mean, we're at 32. I'm going to AB as much as I can. Hope we're not dead. That's really all we can do at this point. Me just completely going for the Tide Flippers play, the turn that I did, like completely solidified that point, that part of the game, where we're just hoping to not die at this point. Every point that we AB is 5 points off the combo from what Brendan Patrick said in his video. So, plus, I mean, if our opponent, like, doesn't kill us right here, they're more than likely just dead, if I had to guess. Like, having to pitch Ether Wildfire means that he more than likely can't pitch, like, I mean, I guess he could have hit a blue right there. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I know enough about Kano to be dangerous. Oh, he did not. He didn't activate Node. Interesting. Okay, so only taking 4 is a big win right there. Only taking 4 is a big win right there because it's basically set up as if we had AB2. Now that is a problem. I think we're just super dead to this, right? Like if that's a blazing ether on top of the deck, we're just super dead. Energy potion basically means they get one more look at it. If I'm not mistaken. They just get one more look at the top of their deck to see if it's what they want or not. Depending on what the card is in their hand, obviously, like... Kano, is it another red? No, you have a blue. So you have a blue and you didn't pay for Node. But why? It's a blue Ether Flare. I mean, I guess that's why. So... I haven't counted, but I think we're not dead. And then the blue Ether Flare is going to also be for like 7 to 10. Like, I think maybe like 12 or something. I don't know. 11. I mean, I'm going to pitch just to block as much as I can, and then my opponent's dead. I love that my opponent just said "we ball" in the chat. Like, what a hero. What a legend. What a legend. Like, I like when people have a sense of humor. That's funny. It's good to be able to laugh about stuff like that. Katsu, Talishar. We played against a Kano. We went first. Win. Opponent went for combo and didn't have it. All right. I mean, I think sometimes you have to go for the combo and just hope you get a little bit lucky. Like, I personally think that's like part of playing Kano. But I mean, I don't know. All right, 4-0. We're having a pretty good night so far. Hoping to keep that streak going. I feel like I am, like, I don't know, like I feel like I'm seeing more of the deck tonight, which I think is important. But, like, I don't know, like, I also feel like I'm not playing, like, super perfectly or anything like that, so. Oh, man. I guess we're just going to click on Rhinar and see what Pudding had set up for Rhinar here. Taking out Winds of Eternity, the Blue Bonds, the Soul Beat Strikes, and the Reinforced Lines. Surprised that he wants to play Flick Flax in this matchup. But regardless. I mean, this hand doesn't seem great, but I don't want to let my opponent block it all, so I'm just going to Arsenal my Art of War and pass. Like, I think not letting my opponent filter there is pretty good. It's always cool to burn Tide Flippers. I mean, to actually get to use Tide Flippers is pretty cool. I agree with you. Like, it's just like a pretty fun thing to do, in my opinion, that you don't get to do all that often. So we're going to block with the Fluster Fist here, and we're going to block with the Dishonor, because it gives us 2 combo targets in our graveyard. I'm okay just taking 1 here. Honestly, I think that's perfectly fine. I'm going to lead on Kadachi, and then I'm just going to throw the Command and Conquer, because honestly, if they want to give me Scowling Fleshbag when I lead on Kadachi, don't get me wrong, like, they're getting value out of me not playing my Command and Conquer, but I'm getting Scowling Fleshbag on a massive combo turn, so I think that's more of a win for me. Personally. He's going to give me Husk. Wow. That is so early and so aggressive. Wow. This is insane. This is such a good hand. And I have the Fluster Fist over. Oh, man. This is so good. Sucks he has Blood Rush Bellows for me. So we're going to take $1 billion to keep our hand here. I mean, I guess the Scowling Fleshbag is like kind of like looming over us at this point. Man, I don't think this hand even wants to play the Art of War. Like, I don't think this hand wants to play the Art of War. Wow, for 11. All right, so my opponent had a 21-point turn here. I don't know. Yo, Kretz with the Prime sub on Twitch. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tell me about yourself. What's your name? Where you from? And do you love Flesh and Blood? Appreciate that Prime sub. Means a lot, brother. Means a lot. Breeze Rider. Hi, man. And, like, am I about to just throw it out there and just go to 18? We are. I have no idea if this is correct or not. Like, just honestly, like, I have truthfully, there is like, I have like, maybe I'm supposed to block with Breaking Scales and Boots there in case I need to use them this turn. I don't know. Plus, is there ever a world where I'm going to play the Art of War this turn? I think the answer is no to that, honestly. Fab fam. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, dude. I take it you're a big Flesh and Blood player? I was like, I assume if you're spending prime sub on me while I'm playing um while I'm playing Flesh and Blood, then you must like Flesh and Blood pretty well, man. Then you must like Flesh and Blood pretty well. As early as possible, Levia has like no on hits. So Levia doesn't have a lot of on hits. I could discard this Gust Wave. I don't have another way to get a Bonds, though. Like, if I had another Bonds over here, I could just go Bonds again, but I don't think I want to use Katsu's ability this turn. I'm not great, but I love the game. Brother, I am not great by any means either, but I also love the game. So, I feel that, dude. Flesh and Blood's awesome, man. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Hang on a moment. There's a Carly standing here. Carly was coming to make sure that I didn't miss the sub notification, which like I appreciate her checking on me and making sure that I'm not missing anything important, but it's like kind of funny because it's like, oh my god, like I immediately start screaming in my ear anytime somebody like subscribes or like becomes a member or something like that. So I know Carly means it from the best place in her heart, but it's hilarious. What? No, that's true. They weren't working for a while. I know. I think this is a pretty good hand. The flesh bag was pretty good for them last turn. So I'm hoping that now that we've got that out of the way, we can get in there. If you had used chest, you'd have blue to pitch for Art of War before Intim trigger. Oh wow, I would, wouldn't I have? Again, trying to hang on to my parachute instead of trying to, you know, hang out on my rocket like a boob. So just me being a silly goose over here. Good lord, Zach. I still don't have a Bonds over here, like, and I wish I did. So I'm trying to look at my hand and figure out what I want to do here. So am I just blocking this? No, so I think I need to go to 11 and I need to banish and say go again. I think that's what I want to do. So if I go banish this to draw some cards and then say go again, if my hand doesn't get any better, I can lead on Gust Wave. I think that's what we want to do. But yeah, using the chest there would have been really good, Steven. That would have been very good. Gains go again and banish and draw 2 cards. Okay. I mean, I guess these are things. The next attack action card you play this turn gets go again. So I can attack with the Kodachis here. I can't tell if the cops are like outside pulling somebody over into our neighborhood or like if like I don't know what's going on outside. The cops are like outside or something, or like there's a fire truck or something going on. Please don't play around the breaking scales. Just give me a card from your hand. One time. Let's get a misplay right here. Let's get a misplay right here one time. Does this let us go get another bonds and double bonds here? Am I crazy? And mask? But anytime we hit, we can just go get another bonds, right? And just because we have the gust waves in our hand, we can just make it happen and then go get a fluster fist. Like, well, we can actually just go get a gust wave here. I think getting the gust wave here is correct. Steven said, hell yeah, which means we're in there like swimwear. Another sink below? Boo. I mean, it's fine. Like, he can't stop it all. Like, I just don't think it's possible for our opponent to stop it all here. Wait. Or if they block this, does it just end our turn? Does it just end the turn? No, Fluster is better as it's a break point for boots, so I definitely should have got Fluster Fist there. And now I've went too far to, like, just back up. So I have to hope this is a no block in his hand. Is this actually a no block? Did I actually just get that lucky? Or does my opponent have a defense reaction here? Man, yeah, so if I get the break point there, like, it's at least forcing him to give me that. Man, that was just, we had such a good turn right there, and I just completely messed it up right there. It's crazy how silly that was. Man. Oh well, we just got to try and fight back here. Put Levy on the back foot and try to keep pushing forward here. Can't sit around and sulk. Like, just sitting around and like harping on a misplay will just continue to make you play worse. So it's very important to, like, try to push forward. I'm going to play the 100 wins here because this is a mask kit, so there's a pretty high chance that my opponent's going to block it here. That's a lot of non-sixes in my opponent's graveyard here. If this hits, we get to pay name Surging Strike. We get to activate Katsu. Yes, discard this to go get a red Bonds of Ancestry. Yep, and then this is for 3. On hit, we draw a card? Is he just giving us a card here? Wow, really? Interesting. I mean, it's just supposed to be Fluster Fist, right? Dishonor's not on the chain here. Yeah, we're trying to rally right now. We're doing our best. Yeah, let's just go get the Fluster Fist here, I think. I think that's, like, fine. They want to keep their hand here. Let's see what we draw. Warmonger's Diplomacy? I wonder if they have a Blood Rush. Let's draw off Mask first. Let's just go ahead and break the boots here. Whoa, whoa. What just happened? Okay, so turn on the boots. Let's play empowerment. We'll come in for 5. We're going to crack mask first. Draw the empowerment. And then, yes, we're going to break Breeze Rider boots. We're going to attack with the Fluster Fist for 4 go again here. I'm going to play the Ancestral Empowerment. So I can come in for 7 here, or I can play the Warmongers and just try to shut down their Blood Rush turn. I really think this is a Blood Rush turn, guys. All right, quick raise of hands. Put a number 1 in the chat if you think E-Strike for 7 or 5 draw a card is better. Put a number 2 in the chat if you think Warmonger's Diplomacy is better. Because you think they're sitting on Blood Rush. Kretz says 2. Carly says 1. I love Carly, ever supportive, even though she doesn't know what she's voting on. I love it. But I don't know these decks. Fair enough. Drew says 2. Steven says 2. Okay, so we're playing Warmongers here. All right, so we're just going to play Warmongers. And my guess is purely random with no knowledge of Fab. I love you for it, baby. You were immediately in there guessing. I love it. Thank you. Oh! Oh my god, they conceded. Oh, they had it. Oh, they had it. Ah! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Warmonger's Diplomacy. I've never felt like it was worth all $35 I spent on them a piece until just then. Until just then. And it wasn't even the real ones. It was the virtual ones that I didn't pay for. You love to see it. Monger GG, he's done it. For the lay person, what happened? Oh, so I played a card that says you can only play attack actions or non-attack actions, basically. And my opponent had a hand that they want to play a non-attack action to make all of their attack actions better. And that was the chance that I was saying everybody should vote on whether they had that card or not. And when we played Warmonger's Diplomacy, they couldn't play their non-attack action to make their attacks better. So we just ended their turn basically. So their turn was just nothing after that. They could have attacked for 6 probably, and we would have just blocked with a card and went our way about it. That was awesome. Yeah, they couldn't scabs either. Man, what a dumb card is right, Kretz. That was absolutely insane. Was absolutely insane. You love to see that. Yeah, shuts down Bellows and Art of War for her. Easy peasy. Even scabs. Yeah. I mean, they can Art of War, so because it's an instant, Drew. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. Shutting down scabs and shutting down Bellows is absolutely insane right there. Wow. What a man. That was great. Oh man. That was absolutely amazing. Levia, we went first, win, fell behind early, had a big turn that ended with Warmongers, where our opponent had Blood Rush and they conceded. Man, what a win. Dude, that's shoo. What a man. That's a feels good moment right there. I learned, Drew, we're all learning, man. We're all learning. This is the Katsu learning stream, 1000%. Man, I will be telling that story on Friday night to all the guys at the shop. That was awesome. Honestly, I'll probably make a YouTube short out of that moment too, and like add some like funny SpongeBob things to it, and like make it kind of funny. Yeah, that'll probably be like my short for Friday or something. I don't for all of you guys that like like watch my channel like like just for Flesh and Blood, which is like like I would say like 90% of what I do. Like most of my channel is Flesh and Blood related. We're gonna go second against Dash. Yeah, like a lot of my like YouTube shorts and like TikTok style stuff that I post is like Fortnite and like Call of Duty related, because like I just like there's a lot more interesting like like little like 30 to 60-second clips that happen there in those style games. And so every now and again something really cool happens like that where I get to like make it a little funny and like make a YouTube short or a TikTok out of it. So I always get a kick out of doing stuff like that. All right, IO, we're on Cross Trap, we're on Momentum, Reinforce the Line, Flick Flax, Bond of Ancestry Blue, and Winds of Eternity. We are playing the Art of War without the Tunic, which we talked about earlier and felt like most of the chat thought was an incorrect decision. But I think Cross Trap is just like where we want to be. Like, I mean, I'm just going off what Pudding has for all of his sideboard tech and all of his like matchups and stuff. Okay. Dissolving Shield's a pretty good one to start the game on. That's pretty good for them. Little Dashio. Oh, here we go. We got an item off the top of the deck. Yep. So Dissolving Shield and then backup Protocol Blue. So Gust Wave. This is an interesting hand. Like, I feel like this is a really interesting hand because I want to like play my combo line, but there's like nothing to really combo with here. Am I just supposed to go Kadachi 100 wins and then arsenal my Gust Wave or arsenal my Bonds and just wait for another turn? Honestly, I think that might be our play here. It's kind of lackluster, but like it's a little setup for us. And if we draw like a Surging Strike or like I mean, there's lots of cards that we could draw next turn that I think would like really benefit us. He's going to use a Dissolving Shield. I'm surprised he didn't use it on the first one, honestly. Like, I know you want to cover breakpoints and stuff, but I'm just surprised. And also, our opponent, like, if we throw, like, a Gust Wave and, like, threaten a Mask Hit here on our opponent, or, like, in any way to do a Mask Hit, then, like, our opponent could, like, just use the Adaptive Plating and the backup Protocol Blue to get immediate value out of Adaptive Plating. Adaptive Plating. I can't just say the T there at the end. My mind is just like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, and we'll do it. They're just going to use the value here and use the backup Protocol Blue. Okay. I mean, I think that's a good play from our opponent here. Like, you're getting maximum value out of this equipment early. So Dash has 0 ways to punish you for arsenaling, so setting up makes sense. Yeah, no, like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that the Bonds is better in our arsenal because we have more cards that follow the Surging Strike. And plus, this is the card that we want for our combo turn. So we're going to arsenal it because we would rather see... Well, that's kind of a good hand. And I think we're going to arsenal this too because we would so we have 2 Gust Wave cards here. If they harpoon us and they get to see like our entire hand here, showing them 2 Gust Wave cards is better than showing them a Gust Wave and a Bonds because we're letting them take 1 combo piece as opposed to taking one of the pivotal combo pieces here. Does Dash, like, I guess Dash has Boom Grenade. That's really the only like big on hit effect that we're like afraid of here. There could be like I guess they could have like Combustible Courier that we could want to save one of our equipment pieces for, but I don't think people are playing Combustible Courier. Like, I think Twin Drive, Heist Throttle, and Max V are the 2 drops of choice at this point. So we'd be giving them back a Teklo Core. So if I don't block here, I give them a Teklo Core, but I have potential of being able to double bonds with Art of War. Right? Like, am I crazy here? Combustible is no longer run in most lists. Heist is the on-hit of choice. Higher upfront power, higher on-hit ceiling. That's a very good way to look at it, Audia. I like that. Makes a lot of sense, too. I think I'm just going to take 5 here, because I think I can do my double bonds nonsense right here. Yeah, I think I need so Gust Wave, if it hits, I Katsu this away. Go get another Bonds. My Bonds gets a Gust Wave, which I can play, and then I get to do that, and now I get to use my Art of War here. But so I don't need the Gust Wave. No, I have to have the Gust Wave there. So I guess I'm really taking a chance here if I do this. I think we want to go for the Art of War play here. I think I want to go for it. I think I want to go for it here. I don't know if this is correct or not, but okay, so they use a Dissolving Shield to cover that up. We're going to go Bonds for 4 here. I mean, I guess I could have used the Breaking Scales to make sure that hit. And then I get to go get 100 wins here. I guess let's discard the Warmonger's Diplomacy. And I have resources floating, so I could technically go get this if I wanted. But it doesn't really have the same effect. It has to have the combo line of... Is this just Flusterfist? Like, am I just getting Flusterfist here? If I get a Flusterfist here, I can go Dachi, 100 wins, Flusterfist after this. I think that's just a play. Warmongers really messes up Dash.io more than OG Dash, since it's basically muffles her hero ability with their big action point generation. Yeah, so I've actually seen Warmongers be really good against this deck. Against Dash.io specifically. That is something that I have actually seen, yeah, myself as well. So, push the Kadachi. Push the 100 wins. I feel like this turn was there and I just missed it. Like, I feel like I just missed something this turn. Like, maybe playing the Art of War wasn't correct. I'm not sure. Kadachi for 1. And then Flusterfist for 5. Is pretty good. I probably would have gone 100, discard Lord of Winds, get 100 Winds, Warmongers. Yeah, that would have been a really good play too, because I would have been able to like actually get value out of the 100 Winds and to play the Warmongers at the end. The Warmongers could have been really good here. I don't know how good Warmongers would have been this turn though. I don't know. It's tough to determine for me because they do play a lot of attacks. Well, it automatically would have been good because they couldn't have played that off the top of their deck like they did. So it would have been better than I was thinking automatically. Oh, wow. Okay, so Warmongers would have been insane here. Let's block with a Warmongers. And I'll give you the strap. That's fine. I really don't want them to get value out of the Boom Grenade if I can help it here. They probably want to play... Okay. I mean, they have the action points. Makes sense that they would do something like that. Like, they have the extra action points. It's a good play. Let's go ahead and block 4 here. And then hopefully it's just the pistol after this. If it's just the pistol after this, I can play Warmonger's Diplomacy on my turn, and then I can Arsenal the Surging Strike and set up a really big turn for the Surging Strike. Okay, they play Dissolving Shield here. All right, I mean, that's fine. Like, I mean, they could crank if they wanted to here, but I really don't think that's worth for them. So we're just going to play this. Wow, there are more cops outside. Good lord. There must be like cops parked like across the street in like factory's parking lot or something, like just writing people tickets outside our house here. We're going to pick War. Hopefully they have an item or two in their hand, and this is at least a little awkward for them. I feel like this hand's really good. I mean, I feel like I can just banish the second Surging Strike here from my hand. The thing about Mongers is even if they didn't have items, it locks them from using the chess piece, which they usually incorporate in their turn cycle for that +1 resource. So that is something that I have noticed. Audio-IO uses Teklo Foundry Heart more than regular Dash does by a long shot. Yeah, I'm okay taking 1 here. I think I'm just perfectly okay taking 1 here for my opponent. Yeah, something is going on. And that's literally all they can do. How amazing is that? It's so good. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear those sirens outside or not. Like, they've got to be, like, pretty close. So I guess I should have blocked with the Breeze Rider boots. I also can't destroy this, I guess, because this is a non-attack action. But I can play this. I think we have a pretty good shot at making something happen here with this hand. Curious to see how they block. Okay. Surging Strike. Okay, so they block exactly 5. I'll let them crown first before we actually do anything here. And then let's play Empowerment. And I guess technically I have to. That's part of the blocking step. Let's go ahead and play the Art of War. I'm just going to buff and banish, and I'm going to banish the Surging Strike from my hand. because this is at least a head jab if I need it to be. Wow, that is not good at all. We can make this okay though, right? We can make this okay. So they're going to remove both the counters there. Okay. And then we're going to play Be Like Water for 4. I couldn't use the breaking scales on that, but I can use the breaking scales here as an attack reaction. But I don't really know why I would at this point. Like, and then Command and Conquer for 7. There's actually a lot of value in this turn for me here. Definitely an unorthodox turn and not how I drew it up, but a good turn nonetheless. I need to like refresh this or something. So they're just going to take 7, go to 19, and lose the tome. I mean, they can't save it regardless, so... Boom grenade off the top. I mean, they're paying for it, so it had to come off the top. So they're not cranking, and then they're shooting us for 2. This is a pretty good turn, so... We're going to go Surging Strike for 4. Our opponent's now out of equipment to block with, so that's a lot more relevant for us. Makes their hands a lot more awkward when they're having to block our breakpoint cards that have pretty relevant on-hit effects. So I am going to Katsu here. I'm going to discard the 100 wins to go get a Bonds of Ancestry. Go get a Bonds, which is really good. We're going to come in with Whelming Gust Wave for 4. No Dissolving Shields for you this time around, bucko. I mean, you're either blocking with 2 cards or you're not here. My turn is just so good. It's just going to, like, completely, like, get rid of all the value that they had started to produce off of Boom Grenade. I mean, I guess I get to keep a Flusterfist in my deck, and this is a 0 for 4, or this is a 0 for 4. What do we have over here? Yeah, let's just go get a Flusterfist, I guess. There's no reason to, like, get another Dishonor out of the deck for any reason, so we might as well just go get a Flusterfist here. Our opponent goes to 11. Now our opponent's going to go to 7, I imagine, to keep their hand and try and swing tempo back in their favor. And then I'm just going to Arsenal my Art of War here. Man, really wish I had that cross trap now. Wow. This is like just weird enough. I mean, I can just take 8 and go to 14 here, I think. Like, that might be fine. I don't know. Like, another Boom Grenade off the top is really bad. Because that'll put me to 10. I would grab the Dishonor there. The Flusterfist is always a 0 for 4, while the Dishonor needs Bonds. And with the life totals quickly reaching 0, Dishonor value is going down. That's very true, Adya. That is very true. That's a good point, and I did not consider that. That's a very good way to look at that. Good. Yeah, that's a good point. I really like that. I could alternatively just block 5. I think we're just saying no blocks here. Okay, backup protocol off the top of the deck here. I assume they'll be cranking. Yeah, I assume they're cranking here and coming in with a pistol shot. At least one, maybe two. They might not crank and then just come in with one pistol shot. It's hard to say. I would imagine it's going to be two pistol shots just because they want the game to be over with. The only way I could see that not being the case is if this was a high octane. There's two tomes there, and they pitched one very early on. So they did not crank, and now they're going to shoot me for two. This is a pretty weird line, but I think I'm just going to pitch the bonds to play Art of War and banish the Soul Beat Strike. Go buff and banish, and then hope we draw into a blue to kind of make our turn happen here. Like, I don't really see a great line without it. If somebody else does, I'd love to hear about it, because I don't see one after, like, breaking down my cards and looking at my hand multiple times, and I just don't see it. I mean, this is like, I mean, that's fine. Like, it's not great, but it's like perfectly fine. So we get to come in for 5 here with a pretty relevant on-hit effect. We discard the Soul Beat Strike and we go get a Bonds of Ancestry. And then Bonds of Ancestry allows us to go get the Dishonor. And then, like, we're like, the Dishonor effect, not super relevant here, but again, it's a 5 and 6 is 11. And then if they let either one of these hit, then we're looking at least 5 more points, which is 16, and then we're looking at 6 more, which is 22 points. Our opponent started the turn at 7, and we're talking about a 22.5 card hand. Like, anytime you're at like 22 points a turn, like, that's a really solid turn. Four or 5 cards, doesn't really matter how many it is. Okay, so they block 6 here. I dare say they can't block 6 again, but if they can, they can. I mean, even if they can block 6, we have the breaking scales, so like we're basically just gonna push this through no matter what here. Like, it just doesn't matter. Breaking scales, much good. And then our opponent's just dead here. Like, we win now. I guess it doesn't matter there. So hit this, discard this, and then there are red bonds in here. There is. So we're going to go get red bonds, come in for 5. And then our opponent's going to concede. Yeah, they realize the writing's on the wall right there. So, okay. All right, another win in the books, man. We are rolling tonight, dude. 6-0 so far. 6-2 last night and 6-0 so far. That's GG. You still have the breaking scales to make the 6 from a Gust Wave to a 7. Yeah, Audia, you definitely saw that before I did. I'm glad I recognized that, because, man, that would have been a big punt had I not recognized that. But yeah, absolutely. Good catch. Good catch. Katsu, we're on Talishar. We're playing against Dash EO. I think I went second when Warmongers, a ton of value. They attacked with 1 blue and nothing else. Art of War, 22-point Art of War turn to end it. All right, man. We're just rolling right along with this deck. Like, this deck is like, I feel like I'm getting better with it, and I feel like you guys are 100% helping me excel to another level. Like, you guys are pointing stuff out and talking me through lines at like stuff I had never even seen. So like, I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys have been a real big help in like and us winning games. So I appreciate the help a lot. Nice, thanks, Steven. I appreciate it, man. Howdy. Hi, Kobolds. Ooh. How are you, buddy? You doing all right this evening? All right, so we're going to run it back like we did. We're just going to click on Rhinar here. And again, Rhinar is taking out Winds of Eternity, which is the 100 Winds combo line, Bonds of Ancestry, Soul Beat Strikes, and the Reinforcer line. And I really don't know why putting wanted Flick Flack into Rhinar, but I'm not going to complain about it against Levia, so... I think this is like a perfectly fine hand to Arsenal here. There's not like any like major combo pieces here, but like I don't think we're really gonna like be attacking and like pushing a lot of damage here. So I'm just gonna pass and Arsenal my Surging Strike. And then the best part is that we can like block 5 here and then attack for 7. And then we have a Dishonor and a Gust Wave set up in our graveyard as combo pieces to find. Doing great. Hope you're enjoying the Ninja meta. I am. I really like the Katsu deck. I'm a big 5 player personally, but I like the Katsu list a lot. It's really fun, and like it's presented a lot of like really neat games. And you know the everybody in the chat has like really helped me, you know, figure out where I want to be and what I want to be doing, and just, you know, everything like that. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this deck a lot. We'll just block with Dishonor there. Our opponent wants to block, is why they're just going to come in with the Claw. Like they're wanting to block and like set up some cards in their graveyard so they can like start trying to like push offense and like apply good pressure here. I'm just going to go buff power here on the E-Strike, and we'll just come in for 7 here. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd change even when I knew I never could. So I'm going to go ahead and start writing some of these details down. Talishar, we're playing against Levia, and we were forced to go first this time around. So I'll have that set up for at the end of the game. I can write down the results there. Start to figure things out a little bit. Blocking with Censor. Interesting. Censor is like a super interesting one. They're just completely blocking 8. Really weird that they gave up Scabskin's block right there. I cannot say I understand that one. Like, I cannot say I understand that one at all. That's really interesting. Interesting indeed. I assume this will just be another Claw play. If it is, we're just gonna like lead on our Surging Strike here. We're looking to try and get our opponent to use the Scowling Flesh Bag as early as possible. Ew. Question is, what do they name if we take 5? So if we take 5, what do they name here? Do they just name Surging Strike and stare at us? I mean, if they do, we just go Kadachi 7, right? Like, so I think we're okay to take 5 here. Like, I think we're okay to take 5 here. Maybe I'm supposed to give up Equipment Block here and just take 3. I don't know. Like, I'm curious to know what they name here. I don't know. Bonds? They name Bonds, Steven? Okay. Steven called a shot. He says they're naming Bonds. I mean, if he does name Bonds, like, okay, so he names Artivore. Our opponent has definitely played against a lot of Fi and not really a lot of Katsu, it feels like, because like Artivore is not really like the big piece for us, I feel like. So we're giving them an opportunity to make Scowling Flesh Bag really good this turn, but the thing is, our opponent has to recognize that, and your opponent won't always recognize that, so it's important to make them make that distinction. Like, they'll more than likely give us a 3 block and Scabs here. Like, I think a lot of people would do that right here, so... The Fool? Yeah, I think naming Artivore is interesting. Like, I think that's a... Okay. So you're gonna like play Artivore in response here? Yeah. I mean, naming Artivore definitely, like, our opponent naming Artivore right there definitely feels like a knee-jerk reaction more than it does them actually thinking about things that we could punish them with. I mean, if they want to take this, that's great with me. Yeah, we're going to use Katsu's ability here. We're going to use Katsu's ability to discard E-Strike. And we're going to go get a Bonds here. So we played Descendant Gustwave. This is for 5. Now, if they give a card and Flesh Bag, they will actually take our Ancestral Empowerment before I can play it, which is good for them, but not the end of the world for us, because at that point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Arsenal the Ancestral Empowerment and sit on it. Ancestral Empowerment's a great card, especially in Katsu. Like, Ancestral Empowerment is a good card. See, you love to see this. They're scared. They're scared, and honestly, I absolutely love to see that. Like them naming Artivore and yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. I'm having a stroke right now trying to remember what I was saying. We're just gonna go get a Dishonor. The Dishonor line is really good here. No need to play Ancestral. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, Steven, like, honestly, man, like, and again, if my opponent ends up watching this video later, I mean this absolutely as respectfully as possible. Like, they don't really know what's going on right here. I would definitely say that they have not played against a lot of Katsu. If they see this at some point in time. And I say that because, you know, like when I'm playing card games, like, if I say that, like, it seems like my opponent doesn't know what's going on, that's not always the case. Sometimes my opponent, like, has had experiences or has had the game line up in a certain way that, like, makes them, like, play certain ways or do certain things. And so, like, it's, I don't know, like, they might have been playing around something that I wasn't thinking about. So I don't know. It's tough to say, but, like, I definitely don't think my opponent has played against Katsu a lot here. Bro, what? Bro, what? Bro, what? Okay. What is happening? I really don't understand what's happening right here. They just took the Dishonor? Okay, so pitch 100 wins to play Gust Wave. Gust Wave hits. We discard this Gust Wave. Go get a Bonds of Ancestry. Play this Bonds of Ancestry, banishing this Gust Wave to go get another Gust Wave. Use the boots when our thing hits, and then we play our next Bonds of Ancestry, and we have an extra card because of our Ancestral Empowerment. Okay. All right. I'm like, the like lines are like starting to come together a little bit more for me here. And plus, if our opponent just blocks 3 on what we're doing, then we can just, like, completely, like we'll use the empowerment here to push through the Gust Wave and, like, turn on everything we want to do. Yeah, I mean, they have one piece of, they just, oh, this doesn't even have Go again, does it? Oh, wow, they didn't even hit a 6. They did have a 6. But they hit 2 sensors and a Flesh Bag. So they had 1 hit and 5 cards? I don't know what my opponent's doing right here. I just realized when Steven said yikers in the chat that, like, that didn't have Go again. I don't know what my opponent's doing. Pretty new to the game. That card kind of kills me outright. No point in playing more. GG. I don't want to like be sarcastic, and like I don't want them to think I'm being sarcastic if I say like welcome to Fab or something like that. Like because like I do mean welcome to Fab, you know what I mean? Like I want them to play Flesh and Blood, but at the same time, like okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that game off of my list here, because for comp testing, I would never consider that like a real game over the course of like over serious testing. I'm going to add it to my record because we did start and play multiple turns of a game, because I want the record on screen like over here to be like an accurate representation of like how many games and what we're doing and like what we're doing. This person's in Classic Instructed and said only looking for chain matchups. All right. I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah. So I'm not counting that in my log towards games of like what I'm actually doing, like testing wise. But I am like gonna put that on tonight's record because I want the stream to have an accurate representation of what's going on. So, oh, my bag just popped. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you guys being a part of the stream. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, wherever you're hanging out at. Appreciate you guys. Means a lot. I enjoy having you guys here. Streaming and having you guys to talk to makes it a lot more fun for me. So appreciate everybody being here. Means a lot. Let's go. We're going to go second against Dashio here. Another Dashio matchup. A matchup that I think will be pretty popular. So knowing how to play into this is pretty good. So he cuts Flick Flax against Dashio. I guess he just wants to play offense. Interesting. I would have I would have put Flick Flax in. Interesting. We're just going ham. We're just going ham. No mercy, sweep the leg. I'm sorry. Is that Visiratronic model? Okay. Listen. No judgment. My opponent's probably about to roll me with it. Hey, Trent, what's going on, brother? How are you, man? How's the night been so far? I mean, we've played 6.5 games, I guess. And I mean, like throughout the game, like the real games we played, 6-0 so far. The deck's feeling a lot better. I feel like I'm learning a lot more about the lines tonight. Everybody, like, chat has been super helpful. Everybody has been a big help for me tonight as far as like actually playing games and stuff like that. So that's helped a lot tonight. Let's just go ahead and block 6. My opponent attacking here makes this so much better for me. Like, makes this so much better for me. So this is great. I'm going to assume this is a budget option over Crown of Providence. That's all I'm coming up with here. So, and hey, Sax, what's going on, man? How are you, buddy? You doing all right this evening? But yeah, Trent, I really feel like it's coming together more for me this evening. Oh. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna block 5. Like, I just want to save the life here, so. You're good, man? Good. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad to hear it, brother. I really wanted to keep the Surging Strike and the Bonds there. Kind of surprised my opponent just went all in like that. It's not a very common practice, I feel like, but... So, Dachi off of the Lord of Winds, Be Like Water. If it hits, pay, discard for Bonds, play Whelming Gustwave for 2 Bonds into a... I guess we'll just get a Dishonor because it'll be a 0 for 4. Potential 0 for 5, so... I'm actually just going to go ahead and throw the Be Like Water now, because they're more likely to block my 3rd Chain Link with the Mask. And I would rather this card go through unnoticed if I can. This doesn't have combos, so I can't push it through here, sadly, but... That is what it is. We'll go ahead and come in with a Kadachi here. And we'll come in for 1. 1. We're going for 1. And 20. It's a quote from a movie I really like from the 80s called Sergeant Bilko. It is like one of like it's a Steve Martin movie. What? Oh my! What is this? What is this? Heresy! Heresy! Hiss! Ugh. Okay, before I start doing things, what are we doing here? Cross strap for Surging Strike? Okay, hang on, let's actually think about this. Oh, cool. Very cool. I've never played Katsu before, so I'm just along for the ride, but the digging through your deck more for specific line looks fun for sure. Seems like making turns more effective easy. So Trent, it's really cool, and it's like a really good way to make your turns a lot better, but it also requires a lot more thought, and like the lines are a lot more complex than like file lines are, if I'm just being honest. So it's been a lot more challenging for me tonight, and it's like really like I'm really trying to like make sure that like I'm focusing and making things better for myself here. Okay. Surging Strike for 5, pitch Surging Strike. If that hits, we discard Whelming Gust Wave to go get Bonds. We then play the Whelming Gust Wave for 2. Bonds. I have no way to double Bonds here, but I can have a pretty good turn and set myself up with a Surging Strike for next turn. Okay. I mean, this is pretty good hand either way. So, but yeah, Trent, like the deck is like very complex. I'm a really big fan. I mean, I guess I can just Bonds for like getting rid of this to like if I get red Bonds of Ancestry here, I can just go get the other Dishonor. Now the Dishonor's not on, but it is a 0 for 4, so our opponent goes to 29. We're going to come in for 2. On hit, we draw a card because of the Whelming Gust Wave text here. Interesting. Are they just letting this hit? I don't think I'm supposed to pitch the Surging Strike to play the other Gust Wave to come in with the Dishonor and make it work here. Maybe I am. Now I can keep that and just come in like this. And then this will be for 5. Well, I guess it'll technically... So there's no way to get the buff and make that happen. Man, this is a tough decision. I think it's just supposed to be this, if I'm not crazy. I don't know. No, but alone is good. So you would have played the Gust Wave there, and then... Like, I'm definitely going to push the Dishonor as a 0 for 4 here. Like, there's no doubt about that. I just like this next hand is shaping up really well. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Okay. Okay, this is double Bonds, right? This is double Bonds and Dishonor here, if I'm not mistaken here. More or less complex lines than Kano. Trent, I would say less complex than Kano, but like definitely difficult. I would definitely say less complex than Kano, but Kano is, in my opinion, the most complicated deck in the game. And I think that is the deck that rewards you for having the highest skill ceiling knowledge of that deck. I'm not gonna block this. Like, our hand is too good. I'm just gonna take 14 and go to 23. I think that's honestly fine. Like, our hand is just so good at this point. I'm just gonna keep it. Her ability is her greatest strength. Oh, Dash's ability is her. Yeah. Like, yeah, her ability is like what gives her 36 health, like, by far. Like, it's really good. Heady combo is right, dude. Better lucky than good. Okay, so let's make sure I don't flub this up. Pitch Mugenshi release for Surging Strike. Surging Strike into Gust Wave. Whenever one of those hits, I'm going to go ahead and discard this. And I'm going to go get a Whelming Gust Wave. I'm going to turn on the Breeze Rider Boots so that I get value out of it. I'm going to Bonds for another Bonds. I'm going to go Gust Wave. I'm going to go the Gust Wave that I searched for. I'm going to play the Bonds. And then I'm going to go get a Dishonor. I think, right? Did I do that right? Because the second Bonds lets me go get the Dishonor. Yeah. Yep. We are in there like swimwear. I've been saying that a lot lately. I said that when I was teaching class yesterday, actually. Maybe I'm supposed to keep this in case they let me draw a card. I guess I could always just Arsenal it. Just use Cross Trap here. The next attack action card you play this turn costs 2 less. Let's go get him. I mean, let's go get him. I'm just going to turn it on because we're going to take it the first time it pops up. Yes, we're going to break Breeze Rider Boots. And then... yes, we're going to Katsu. We're going to discard this. Now we're going to go get a red Whelming Gust Wave. Bonds for 4. We're going to go get a Bonds. But we're going to have to get a yellow Bonds, which is fine. That's perfectly okay. And then Whelming Gust Wave for 3 with Go again. Our opponent's just going to give us Mask here. Am I just supposed to pitch Surging Strike? No, right? Nah, there's no way it's Mugenshi release here. Go get the last copy of Dishonor. This comes through for 3. Our opponent goes to 4. And then I'm going to come in for 5 or for 4 here. And if our opponent blocks exactly 4, which I don't know how they would, we would just push it over the top with the breaking scales here. So you think the Mugenshi release would have been better than... like, having the Mugenshi in our hand is, like, really good. So we go Bonds, Whelming, and then we pitch our Surging Strike to play Mugenshi release. And if the Mugenshi release hits here, which I don't feel like it has a high chance of hitting. If it doesn't hit, all we're doing is throwing a Kodachi after that. So isn't it more guaranteed damage, Steven, to be able to throw the bonds and then throw the dishonor, as opposed to throwing this for 5 and then throwing a Kadachi there? Would have been sick, but I assume they just had items. I mean, they probably did just have items. It's probably why they just sat there and died, honestly. So it's probably why, but yeah, I mean, I guess if like we're just playing that they just have items, it's kind of like 6 in one, a half dozen in the other at that point. But yeah, like it would have been cool though. I agree with you. It would have been very cool. All right, so let's see. Oh, Katsu. I cannot type right now. Talishar. Dashio. We went second. We got the win. The fact that they let us have mask twice was really interesting that turn, like that game in general. Like I'm just perplexed that they gave us mask twice in one game. That was interesting. Excellent run, keep it up. But I'm out for tonight. Keep it up. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for hanging out and being part of the chat tonight, man. Hope you have a good night, brother. All right. So let's see. It's 9:40. Let's get one more in. We'll probably play one more before we call it a night. 8-0 is a pretty good record. So normally when I say we'll play one more, we normally immediately lose the next game. But being at 9-0 would be pretty cool. That would be. I mean, 9-0 is like a pretty good run. God, it's a pretty good run. I could live with a little 9-0 action. I'd feel pretty good about that. Hey, new to Fab, and I got a Viserai Blitz deck. Any tips for new players? Sell out Mo. I like that name. That's cool. I mean, Viserai in Blitz, I think isn't Viserai LL in Blitz actually? So I think Viserai is LL in Blitz. So I'm sorry that like that's the Blitz deck you picked up. But I know like Viserai's hit LL, I think, in Blitz, so it's I don't think you can play Viserai in Blitz if I'm not mistaken. But Mo, welcome to Flesh and Blood first and foremost. Flesh and Blood's awesome. I love the game and I think you're gonna have a great time. LL stands for Living Legend. In each format, once a hero gets so many Living Legend points, they basically become like banned and they can't be played in that format. So your hero, the Viserai hero that you have, has so many points that he can't be played in Blitz. So I'm sorry to be the one to break that news to you. But like, welcome to Flesh and Blood, man. I'm super excited to have another person a part of the game, man. And I appreciate you coming by and checking out the stream tonight. I also have a Bolton deck, haha, I bought today. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. That's fun. Bolton will be fun to play. Oh, we're going to go second against old Fi Boy here. That'll be fun, dude. Bolton's a lot of fun. Yeah, like Flesh and Blood is amazing. The biggest piece of advice that I would give to anybody who starts playing Flesh and Blood now is that when you start playing, the one thing that I would tell you to really, we want to put the Art of War in, right? Or no, we're not playing Kano anymore. Yep, missed that. Boop. The one thing I would tell you is that when you start playing, make sure that you are counting the points that your turn has to offer every single hand, because your hands will offer a different amount of points. Based off of like sometimes blocking with cards is more value than attacking with cards. So I would tell you that anytime you're debating what you should be doing, to make sure that you are counting the values on your cards to try and maximize the values in your hand every single turn. It's the biggest piece of advice I would give to anybody starting Flesh and Blood. And thanks for the follow, Mo. I appreciate it, man. If you don't mind me asking, what got you into Flesh and Blood? I'm curious to know. But thanks for the follow. I appreciate you hanging out on Twitch tonight. But the Viserai Blitz deck is easy to convert to CC. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. Oh, Wally's a Viz player. Wally's a Viserai player. I like Viserai. I think Viserai's a lot of fun, honestly. Viserai was the first LL, but they still released a Blitz deck with the history packs? That's interesting. Huh. That's super interesting that they're... Why would they release a deck that can't be played, I wonder? Like, honestly, that's like a genuine question. Like, really curious to know why they would... Oh, that's Team On Hit sleeves. Means I know this person more than likely. That's cool. That's fun. I cannot remember what I was saying. I can't remember what I was saying. So if I had a train of thought and I was talking about something, if you guys remember, I'd appreciate you telling me. Bolton is going to be super strong with Icelander LL. Yes, sir. Actually, I think that Bolton's actually going to like actually hit I think Bolton's going to like hit a really like good set of like a good swing time for him in CC right now. I think that he's going to be really good. Honestly, my friend asked me to join him like a month ago, and so I said, why not? We both didn't know how to play. Yeah, it's from the history pack I got today. Oh, okay, cool. Well, dude, that's awesome, man. That's how I started playing TCGs in general. One of my buddies asked me to like, you know, to start playing with him, and I did. And I have I've loved playing TCGs ever since. So welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's just block 3. We'll try to hold on to the Flick Flack for like a snatch or something like that. Let's just block 3. I think we just want to block 3 here. He LL'd right after History Pack announcement. He kind of LL'd overnight post Everfest. Oh, I didn't realize that. Probably a big sag for a lot of people who like wanted to like buy into history packs and stuff like that. It could have already been in production before he LL'd, but then he still had to release it with all the precons. That actually makes a lot of sense, Trent, that would have been the case. Where they had already decided to make it and then LL happened. I could see that happening. Would you recommend learning on the online game? I didn't know they had one. So Mo, I think the online game is like a really good way to learn and a really good way to actually, wow, gonna go get a lava burst here. Interesting. I mean, I'm just gonna give my Flick Flack here. I'm kind of intrigued by this, so I'm just gonna give the Flick Flack. And if they do have snaps into like Snatch or something and they punish me, I can still block with the Fluster Fist. I think that playing the like online client like Talishar.net is a great way to like learn the game. And I think that there are a lot of really nice people on here who will like kind of like play slowly with you. And you know, like kind of just like wait and like try to like, you know, like play, like understand that you're a newer player. So I like, yeah, it's a good way to learn. But if you have friends that you're learning to play with, there is nothing like playing in-person games with your friend, man. Like, I will probably always forever feel that way. Playing games with your friends IRL is like just the best in my opinion. So I would always recommend that over like playing online personally. But that's just me. But yeah, man, like the online client's a great way to learn how to play the game. Like definitely. Let's block with Dishonor here. We'll just go ahead and block on this chain link. We'll take a value block. This is for 2. Just go ahead and block 2 here. If they're going to leave a card in their arsenal, I'm definitely going to take the value of my Command and Conquer here. I'm curious to see if they use snaps here. Like, I don't think they will. I think that they're just going to take the extra card here. That's what I would bank on them doing. Thanks so much. We'll definitely be tuning into more streams. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm happy to help out a little bit. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you love Flesh and Blood as much as I hope you love Flesh and Blood as much as I do, man, because I love the game, dude. I play the game multiple times a week. It's a blast. It's my favorite TCG I've ever played by far, and it's not even close, really. Is the chat on a different stream? Oh, so Mo, I stream on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch all at the same time. So if you ever like if you're watching the stream and in like the left hand corner, like over here, you see chat, and you don't see them in the Twitch chat that you're actually like watching and talking to me in, then it's because they are in a different chat, and they're part of they're in YouTube or like in Kick or something like that. There's not a place that you can like really find the chat anywhere else. But Twitch has it set up to where I actually have to have the chats in different places. I have to have them distinguishably different from each other. So I can't have the YouTube chat in the Twitch chat like that. It would be cool if I could. Yeah, you bet, man. Absolutely. The rare times Fi can block a 6-power attack with 2 cards. It doesn't happen often, Lord. It does not happen often, but it does happen. But it does happen. It does happen. Let's come in for 4 here. Let's use our cross strap to like try to propel us forward. Let's try to ride the rocket, and let's not try to open the parachute here. That's probably the best example that anybody has given me. So I'm a big fan of. Do I have a Fluster Fist over here? I do. Okay. That's the best example anybody's given me. I am a big fan of Steven for giving me that example earlier. I think actually there were 2 or 3 people in the chat who gave me that example earlier. So thank you for anybody who was a part of that. It is Mini Borks, much appreciated. Let's go ahead and get a Gust Wave. I think let's just go ahead and get a Gust Wave. We can try to turn on the Dishonor ability here. Having empowerment and breaking scales gives us a pretty decent opportunity here. I could also just go for the 0 for 4 of drawing a card off of the red Whelming Gust Wave here. Like, red Whelming Gust Wave is pretty tempting here because I have the cards to try and push over if I want to. I actually think I would rather just draw some cards here. Yeah, I think I'd rather just draw cards here. I think that's a better option for me. Let's go ahead and play this. And then let's go ahead and Breaking Scales. So yes, we want to do this because now we can... Is there a Whelming Gustway over here? Oh my gosh, there is. This is so good. So we get to push 4 points here. Oh, this is so good. This is such a good turn. Oh yes, this has become a double bonds turn. This has become a double bonds turn. Yes, it has. Let's get a Whelming Gust Wave. We'll get a red Whelming Gust Wave here. Can you drop the link to the game in the chat when you have a chance? Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually just a web browser that you can look up. It's called talishar.net. I just put that in the Twitch chat and in the YouTube chat. It's talishar.net is all it is. It's just saying restream and it's not actually sending the links. I wonder why. So my opponents just decided to give me the extra card here. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm happy to help out. I enjoy the games. Enjoy the games. What was the last card we just put on there? Bonds of Ancestry. So now we're going to go Whelming Gustwave. I mean, I guess I could play the Surging Strike if I wanted to here and just try to make it all happen. This is like pretty greedy for me. But I honestly kind of like it, if I'm just being honest with you guys, because this is like 4 with another on-hit effect right here, which is like insane. Yeah, I really want to know who this is. I really want to know who this is. This has been absolutely crazy. I don't think I've ever had any turn work out this well for me. This has been crazy. This is gross. I have never done a double bonds turn with double surging. This has been probably the craziest hand I've ever played while playing Flesh and Blood. This is absolutely nuts, dude. We're going to be counting every single point of this before I pass the turn to my opponent here. Okay, 4, 8, 9, 10, 14, 18, 22, 25, 29, 30, 33, and then this Flusterfist is about to be for 37. 37 points. 3, 6, 10 chain links, and 37 points later, our opponent's at 8. Wow. You are correct. We did have one extra resource for an Artivore, too. Could have gone even further. Dude, you're just over there trying to... Dude, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there, man? Trying to get an Artivore on our 37-point turn? Brother, you're wild, dude. I mean, I'm here for it, don't get me wrong, but like, dude, you're crazy, bruh. So I think I'm just gonna throw Gust Wave, pitching the 100 wins, and then discard this for a Bonds, and then I can Bonds into a Flusterfist here. Want to keep the 100 wins in my deck because I can Katsu for a 100 wins line later if I need to. Plus, my opponent's probably not going to block this 2 here. Maybe they will. I don't know. Okay, they will. So I'm just going to throw the 0 for 3 here. We're just going to play a head jab. Wow, what a crazy turn. It was absolute insanity. I mean... And again, I think we're just going to keep this. 37? Yes. Kobolds. We just had a 37-point turn with 10 chain links, dude. It was absolutely crazy. You know, the crazy part is, like, I think we're just going to 11. Like, this is just damage, and I think I'd rather just hang on to my Flick Flag. So... We're just going to play the Surging Strike, pitching the Artivore, which I think is totally fine. It's also worth noting that my opponent has had 2 hands that have been super awkward where they haven't had a blue, and they've been forced to pitch an Artivore just to be able to play, like, to play a Head Jab and then to play an Emberblade there, so... Let's go 100 wins. So this is still, like, a 12-point turn off of 4 cards, which is, like, fine. I mean, I don't really... want 100. I don't really want a Katsu here. Like, I'd rather just, like, throw my 4 here. I think this is perfectly fine. This guy's ridiculous, dude. That turn was ridiculous, Kobolds. Turn was ridiculous, brother. Turn was absolutely insane. Just gonna play the Flick Flack here. I think there's only 1 Dishonor in the deck, so I'm just going to block with Winds of Eternity here. Like, we'll just block 5. Might as well. Katsu is the reason I'm looking at Azalea for Pro Tour LA. Turns like that are why I main Katsu. I mean, so Wally... Sorry, I thought you guys were different people for a second, or the same person for a second. So, yeah, like, Wally, like, I mean, like, Azalea can, like, absolutely just, like, shut this kind of trash down. To where, like, this kind of stuff just doesn't happen. And I think that's, like, a, like, really good reason to want to be on Azalea. Like 100%. I think like it just depends on how many Bravos you play. Like that's ever Azalea's problem, man. Like, can she beat Bravo? Most of the time, no, sadly, is the answer. The fact that my opponent had to give me 2 cards, like, I'm just gonna go buy a lottery ticket. Like, this is crazy. Like, we're having like the game of our lives over here. I think this is a time when my opponent would actually... I think this is the time when my opponent would snaps here, so I'm just gonna block out. I'm not gonna use mask anyway. But dude, Lord, that turn, like the turn was crazy, dude. Like that turn, if there was gonna be a poster, why should somebody play Katsu? It would just be that. It would just be that. 1000% of the time, it would just be that. That was absolutely crazy. I'm gonna message Taylor and figure out who that was. Because they were playing Rainy Days. I'm going to have to remember that. Rainy Days, and they had on hit sleeves. It was absolutely crazy. Bravo is getting support in February, too. Yeah, Bravo is going to get support. I'm pretty... Like, the heavy hitter set is, like, going to be cool. I am hanging on to all of my Bravo cards just because I think Bravo is going to get more support. Like good support, I think, honestly. So let's see. Katsu played on Talishar. We played against a... Oh, too far. We played against Fi right there. We went second. We got the win. Insane 37-point turn with 10 chain links. Too good, because that's the only thing. That's the only way I know to describe that turn. That turn was like one of the nuttiest turns I've ever seen in my life. It was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Total damage threatened 80. Is that really what it said? God, I didn't even read that. I should have looked and see what my AVPT was, because that was like only a 6 or 7 turn game. Like, and that one turn had to take it way through the roof. That was wild. So, yeah, I've hung on to all of my Bravo cards just in case Bravo gets a lot of dumb support. Did you choose to go second against Fire? Did they pick? I picked to go second, Wally. I picked to go second. I'll almost always pick to go second against aggro decks. One, because going second, if they attack, lets me block and get some bonds cards in the and get some like bond targets in the graveyard. And on top of that, I think going second is just a real big tempo win for like aggro decks in general. So, okay, well guys, 9-0 record tonight. 9-0 record tonight. It's absolutely insane. Thanks so much to everybody for your help tonight. The chat, you guys are amazing. You guys were super awesome tonight. I had a great time playing the Katsu deck tonight. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. I don't really know what Curly and I are doing tomorrow. We're probably going to decorate our Christmas tree, I imagine. We have yet to do that, and we need to do that. So her and I will probably decorate our Christmas tree, and then even if I am, I don't know if I'll be streaming, but if I am, it'll probably be Fortnite or Call of Duty. So if you want to come and hang out, you want to like watch some Call of Duty and some Fortnite, come hang out, have a good time. I'd love for you guys to be there. I appreciate you guys hanging out on the just hanging out tonight on the stream. It means a lot. Appreciate it. And I'm gonna get out of here. Guys, have a good night, and I'll see you guys. If not tomorrow, I will definitely be back on Thursday for Flesh and Blood. So I'll be back on Thursday if nothing else. Have a good night, guys.